we go. We're going in 1, 2. All right, YouTube. Welcome back. This is Ninja What episode 2. And I got the boys here with me, the gang, the squad. I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody before I introduce myself. DrVaash, go ahead and say your intro.
Hi, DrVaash here, coming at you with a new podcast. And we're just here today. My channel is one that primarily plays games, looking like a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but we're going to diversify into more single-player experiences. So, yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you. And then we got our special guest, reigning champion, back again, back to back. They said another one. Mount Fables, go ahead and say your intro, bro.
well, thank you for that grandiose intro. But yeah, no, just be here, Mount Fables. Nothing too special about me. You know, I kind of said what I'm kind of all about on the first podcast, but I still repeat it because it bears repeating. So yeah, I mean, I am a illustrator and writer at heart, and you know, I like philosophy, and I try to incorporate that in my illustrations and my writings. And right now I'm actually working on a story that I hope to publish soon, sometime this year, or maybe the start of next year. But yeah, I mean, you can find me on Instagram at Mount Fables. And I also have a second Instagram called Art Wishing Well. On that Instagram, I actually post like just some illustrations that I make through you know, AI and like photo bashing, Photoshop, stuff like that. Mainly you could check that page out if you want to see like my creative vision kind of come to life a little bit faster, because not trying to be funny, you know, my art is okay, but I do not draw that fast. So yeah,
shoot, I don't draw that fast either. But okay. So yeah, I'll have information in the description for now both of his channels, and for both of his pages for Instagram. Did you want me to include the TikTok as well?
Honestly,
I did last time, so
yeah. I was say I saw you did. I would say you could keep it out if you want, because I don't really upload too often on TikTok.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll make sure, and then then all the information for DrVaash will be also in the description, where you can find him, and you know, all that things. And before we get started, everybody go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the channel, help us grow. By the way, we're about to jump into it. So starting off, we got a bunch of gaming news, but we want to save that for like the middle of the pod. We're gonna go ahead and talk about a couple movies that's coming out, or a movie that's coming out, and then a couple of movies that did come out already, and what we thought about them. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Boom. Look at that. Y'all like that. You'll love it. Love to see it. So we don't get copyright for these first few seconds, guys. We have the Blue Beetle official trailer, right? So let's go ahead and full screen this. Let's go ahead and play it. YouTube, please don't copyright us.
Excuse me, Mr. Reyes? You finished scraping the gum off that lounger or what?
Everything right now feels so out of reach.
You always land on your feet, bro. You're Jaime.
They don't get out much.
I just want to rap.
Jenny.
God, that's my wife.
That's crazy. They using the song in a different
You went in
variation
to
of
get
it,
a shot,
like a
and all
remix.
you brought back was a hamburger.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? It's TikTok's favorite song.
The hell is that?
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, yo.
I was gonna say, can we talk about the visual of that? Like,
Who said that?
it was kind of like horror bait.
He's gone a long way since Green Lantern.
I know, right?
Oh, space.
Re-entry systems ready.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what
Hey, can we talk about the Just Wanna Rock remix though? No,
What is going on?
I just want to rock.
It's called the Scarab. It's some kind of world-destroying weapon. It's designed to protect its host.
This ain't what you want.
Sometimes it does what you want, and sometimes it
Look
doesn't.
at look how good the suit looks like.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of don't like this scene. We could talk about it after the trailer though. But yeah, no, honestly, the suit does look good though, for real.
yeah, I like the suit a lot though. The suit look nice.
Belongs to me.
The CGI
Like,
look nice.
Blue Beetle could easily look terrible. Like this is definitely a very difficult suit to get right. I mean, they messed up on Green Lantern, which is one of the easiest suits to get. Green Lantern is one of the easiest suits ever, and they
You're right.
butchered that suit.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Imagine. I can create.
Let's party.
I hope that's not the final fight scene right there.
Well, then also, I don't even like remember him having a sword like that. Like I know he had like the sword hands, but not like a actual
I
sword.
mean, he could. It's definitely within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and then you could read the Blue Beetle. So, oh, that's crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen them advertise like comic books at the end of it. But yeah, hold on. I just want to rock. Do. No, all right, my bad. Don't copyright us. Remove that. Let's get it. So, what we thought about the trailer?
I feel like the trailer is really good for just showing off the movie. Is even though I'm pretty sure the scene of him pulling out the giant anime sword is probably at the conclusion. It's probably going to be like the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie where he ain't going to do nothing competent until the very end, and that's okay. But I mean, it looks like a typical superhero movie. As this looks like Shazam, but instead the entire like the first Shazam, but just minus him growing up into an adult, just him having a suit that's a parasite.
Okay. My Fables.
All right. So, I mean, like, I would say like the trailer make the movie seem pretty fun. I mean, I imagine it kind of is. And I will say it makes sense that it's going to be kind of like, I would kind of compare it to Shazam, like in terms of like the tone of the movie. And it makes sense because that is the character, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Jaime, he's supposed to be like kind of like a happy-go-lucky, you know, kind of like a sidekick hero type character. And now, what I said earlier about there were some things I didn't like when I saw the trailer. Mainly like the bus scene where he's cutting the bus in half, I guess by accident. So, I mean, I'm sure it's established that he can like fly around in a suit. I don't know why he just stood there in front of the bus and cut it in half. And what's even worse is that he's supposed to be a superhero, and he possibly could have hurt somebody doing that. So,
However, I do have to say the Blue Beetle is possibly one of the most incompetent superheroes imaginable. So him doing something dumb like that is definite, especially on his first times through, within the realm of possibility. Now, someone like, you know, Superman his first time through, he would just fly out of the way, or he would catch the bus or something.
Yeah, I get you.
yeah. I will say I agree only, but he possibly, you could call it dumb, but he could possibly kill somebody doing that. Because, I mean, you know, sometimes like when the bus is full, people stand in like the middle. And, or I mean, he cut the bus in half. Well, then also like when the bus split, like, you know, it could have crashed into another car or something.
Yeah, but I mean, I get what they were trying to do there. They was trying to say that he doesn't have control of the suit at all. Which, you know, at the beginning of Blue Beetle, he doesn't really have the control of the suit because it's a parasite and it's trying to take over him and stuff. So it makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me a little bit. But is the bus scene really needed there? Probably not. But they put it in there. So I think overall, I think the trailer was pretty good though. I'm actually excited to see the movie, and that's good enough because if I look at the other trailers they had for other movies, so like
Shazam.
I think Shazam. That trailer was okay. I mean, I still haven't seen Shazam, and I heard it was
Shazam
bad.
2. Not the
Yeah,
first. Yeah.
not the first one. I'm talking about the second one. My bad. And then Black Adam too. The trailer for that was like,
Well, honestly, I'd argue this trailer kind of had the same vibe as the Shazam trailer, like part 2.
It probably did. It probably did.
Yeah, I don't know who the bad guy is. I don't even know Blue Beetle like that. So who could even be his bad guy?
He is a side character. I'll say that.
It's like watching which character am I thinking of? It's like watching a Beast Boy movie. Like, yeah, Beast Boy's cool. Yeah, I would love him to have his own movie. But like, what would the movie even be about?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's like it's just one of those weird heroes where it's just like, cool, he got his own movie. Now what?
Yeah, he primarily just makes cameos and like as a side character in most other forms of content. So like he was a side character in Brave and the Bold. I think he was in Young Justice, was he? If anybody remembers.
Yes, he was. I believe so.
But yeah, I would say he was in Young Justice and the Teen Titans show.
Oh, okay. All right.
He wasn't in Teen Titans.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the CW51.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
the live action one. Yeah.
I'm thinking of Teen Titans.
What? There was a live action one?
The one on you said CW50?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't stop talking in Detroit talk.
Well, what do you mean? I was about to say the main
everyone has a different CW channel.
Well, I will say the main controversy was the fact that his skin wasn't green.
Well, you talking about?
Okay, so you're talking about the live action one.
Talking the live action one.
Oh yeah. What y'all talking, bruh? Like
that was on HBO.
funny?
Though. That was on
You're
HBO.
talking about Titans, bro. That's not Teen Titans. That's Titans.
Titans, yeah. You talking about this?
Oh well, yeah. I got the name wrong, but yeah, that's pretty much what I mean, though.
No, Teen Titans.
I understood what you were saying, but when you said CW50, I was like, wait a minute. You talking about Titans? Oh wow, show. Oh, and I forgot to ask actually. Oh my gosh, TV show. I'm sorry, guys. My research skills are horrible. I don't even know how I passed college myself. Wait, you talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, but I'm saying this was on HBO, I believe.
Yeah, it's not teen, bro.
Oh, I thought it was no. You're right. It was funny. I hate to say it. It's because the production quality of the show is so bad that I thought you forgot it's not on CW.
I feel that.
But what's worse is that actually when you watch the show, like Beast Boy, literally, I guess the budget wasn't there, so like they literally had him only turn into a tiger the whole show. Like he turned to no other animals other than like a snake. But that was like one episode.
Yeah.
Most of the episodes was a tiger.
Yeah, I noticed that because I think I was like watching it on the sidelines when somebody else was watching it. And yeah, it was just I don't know. It's like they had Raven basically be not per se a hood black woman.
They're talking about Starfire.
Starfire. That's a Raven. I meant Starfire. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
Starfire. But she basically was just a black person.
Yeah, the person who's almost Superman tier in terms of power was walking on her feet the entire time.
Yeah,
and on top of that, she had amnesia from a car accident. This is someone who I would say is like below Superman level, and she out here getting tossed by just like, oh no, she barely can do this. Like, okay, come on, guys. Yeah. Let's stop talking about this terrible show and let's start talking about how good Blue Beetle might be.
Yeah,
emphasis on might be.
Bro, I have high hopes for it. I think it'd be decent.
I think it's going to be decent too. But like Shazam was decent, and it somehow got a sequel.
Yeah,
and that sequel was trash.
Yeah, I think it might be. At best, it might be competent. Like it's put together to the point where you can kind of enjoy it for the most part. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into like a Black Adam or something worse. But it might be kind of like above Black Adam.
I thought this was Andrew Tate at first.
So are we going to say that in terms of DC movies, are we going to say that, are we thinking that it's going to be along like the Man of Steel, which I would say is probably the best DC, like from the Snyderverse, or
well, actually from the Snyder. No, that's a whole debate in itself. I hate to say. I actually grew up liking Man of Steel, but I watched some reviews.
Probably the best. That's what I said. Like it's probably the best one of all of those movies from that universe.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say Justice League Snyderverse probably was the best.
I mean, yeah, but anyone can do whatever when you have 5 years post-production to make it.
I mean, yeah, true.
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Is Snyder making Blue Beetle?
No, it's the I think
James
Blue Beetle
Gunn.
is the first one in the new verse with the
Yeah,
I
James
forget his
Gunn.
name. Yeah, James Gunn. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not a Snyder's. So I guess so in terms of DC movies, in general, let's hope it's on the level of maybe like the Batman movies or a little bit below it.
Like the Batman. Yeah, let's hope that's the Batman. But
Yeah, I say Dark Knight probably. Hopefully it's Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah.
oh, okay. But I doubt it.
Well, yeah, because it got like a
Sincerely
more
doubt it.
like fun vibe to it. So yeah.
Well, I don't think it should be. Let's just hope it's not worse than Shazam. Let's just say that.
I mean, let's just hope that is better than Black Adam. Black Adam, like outside of the Mortal Kombat fatalities, is a terrible movie.
It's not okay. I'll say it's one of those movies where it's like it's enjoyable if you turn your brain off, but like when you actually start paying attention, like past the spectacle, you kind of see like it kind of falls apart a lot.
I'll say kind of. I'm glad you said it loud because I would have been like, that movie falls apart if you think a little bit.
Side note, quick, Teen Titans Go or Teen Titans?
I mean, honestly, they got their own thing. I mean, I would say maybe Teen Titans for me because it's. I mean, I don't mind like the fun vibe. I mean, because that's really the whole purpose of Teen Titans. And look, to be fair, I've laughed at Teen Titans before, when they told some jokes. But I mean, I would say Teen Titans the original was more grounded.
I was about to say, if you say anything besides Teen Titans, I might have to log off.
Hey, I'm on his side though. I like Teen Titans Go. I ain't gonna go.
I mean,
I won't say
it's not that bad.
I won't say it's better than Teen Titans,
terrible.
but yeah, the Teen Titans Go was pretty good. I when it was getting the flack when it first came out, I didn't understand it because it was pretty good and it wasn't made for.
I was one of those people giving flack, and you want to know why? Because I was one of those people
You a hater.
that was just like, I mean, I enjoy Teen Titans Go. It's definitely good. It's just like my issue with Teen Titans Go is
he wearing them Jordans, bro.
I really wanted to see what happened next in Teen Titans. Like, and then I was like, okay, so they're going to do Teen Titans. Like, I hearing rumors about them rebooting it. So hopefully they can, like, I don't know, reboot it or start off where the other one ended because it ended on a cliffhanger. And then Teen Titans Go came out, and I was just sitting there like, this can't be serious. They can't be playing me like this. Come on. And they said, nah, man, this ain't made for you. I was like, I see.
It was made for the kiddies, bro. Dang.
I appreciate Teen Titans Go for keeping Teen Titans alive for the next generation. However, I just want to see what happens next, bro. Was that Terra? Come on, man. That's all I want. That's it.
But speaking of, anybody else want to say anything about the Blue Beetle thing before I transition?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, for the most part.
In general, we just hoping that it's pretty good. I mean, it could be just like the first Shazam movie. The first Shazam movie, I think, was pretty decent. So
it'll probably fall in that category.
If you just ignore the fact that the first villain was just Black Adam, just rebranded as a random guy.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was confused.
Yeah.
Like, who is this person?
Yeah,
Black Adam, but they couldn't use the IP. Literally, he's bald like Black Adam. He's probably as tall as I imagine Black Adam. He becomes a champion like Black Adam. He's literally Black Adam.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that, but I mean,
Because
fake Black Adam.
Black Adam.
I also thought it was funny when he was splitting his superpowers with all his friends, and it was like the bunch of Shazams.
Great. That's probably the best thing about that. Is just pleasantly surprised, you know.
Yeah, I didn't think they was going to introduce it so early, though.
That's what I was about to say too. I'm like, that's a very late concept, like a later down the line concept, but they introduced it like in 2 seconds. And I'm like, okay, what y'all gonna do in part 2?
Part 2 is certainly a waste of time.
Good. I'm not seeing it. No.
I mean, it's a fun movie, but it's not good.
I remember this episode. This was funny. Sorry. Teen Titans Go is a funny show.
But yeah, no, I would say it's one of those shows that kind of made me laugh. But yeah.
But I can understand the hate that it gets though, because people were like, they just making fun of Teen Titans. But
they were making fun of Teen Titans. They were making fun of my nostalgia. Do you love Robin and think that he's by far one of the strongest Titans because he can beat everyone down just like Batman could beat down the whole Justice League? Well, wait till the jokes we have for you.
Bro. Yeah, the jokes about him not beating nobody is crazy. They're just going crazy in that.
Like he was like only person who could probably not just straight up kill Robin is Raven because she got stupid magic that even she don't understand half the time.
Yeah, that's
y'all was expecting this.
Like Starfire probably going to the fight thinking that she hasn't won, and then my man hit her with the new reflective armor, that the mirror suit. It'll be over for her. She ain't got no hands at the end of the day.
I agree.
All right, I'm ready to go on to the next topic.
Yeah. Just like the Teen Titans, kicking butt, taking names. Who's seen that John Wick movie?
I mean, John Wick. I saw the movie. Certainly, I ain't ever seen the John Wick movie before, and I only heard of the legends of John Wick. And let me tell you, that movie lived up to all the legends. That's all I gotta say.
John Wick Chapter 4. I agree. I'm also with you on that boat. I haven't seen none of the movies previously. This is the first John Wick movie I saw. This made me go watch part 1 yesterday.
He murdered everyone because they killed his dog. So, like, if that's the only premise we're working off of for John Wick movies, hey, that movie did its job.
Well, it was a little more context to that because even though they murdered the dog, basically the dog was kind of a gift from his wife that actually passed away. So when they murdered the dog, it was like, taking away his last gift from his dead wife. So it was the way he could
his
remember
dog.
her.
That's all I heard. And I would go for war for my dog too.
I thought it was like the first movie was about his wife. I thought like somebody killed his wife. The first movie, then the second movie was that they killed the dog. Then the third movie I didn't know, and then this fourth movie, and then after watching the fourth movie, I was like, okay, so in the third movie he killed the person who killed his wife. Then that's why, and he had to get the certain information, and that's why he got exiled in the fourth movie.
Put down a fat spoiler warning right here too.
What everything I'm saying ain't true. This is
I know, not yet.
No, I'm just saying in the first movie, his wife died from an illness, like Fables was saying, and then the wife, I guess she knew she was going to pass away at a certain time or something, so she had a dog given to him as a way of like something he can take care of, and then some people killed the dog as well. So that's why that's why the first movie happens. He went to go kill everybody who killed the dog, because that was a symbol. The dog was basically the last symbol of his wife. So, and that makes more sense than they killed his dog, so he went to go kill everybody.
I don't know. That's what all I gotta say is you just killed this guy's dog, and all of a sudden you wake up in heaven. Like I would interpret it as I just killed this guy's dog, and now I'm dead.
It was just funny in the first movie because the guy was just like, "Get my son," because the son is the one who killed the dog essentially, and he was like, "Did you know what you did?" He was like, "No, you just messed with John Wick. I can't help you." And I was just like, "Dang, that's crazy." Wait, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. The movie was pretty great. I know we got a hater at the bottom side of the screen about to hate on the movie.
yeah. Let's hear this hate. Bring this hate over here.
Dang, so I see you peasants got fooled by all the dung fu that happened. They didn't got y'all with the spectacle, and now y'all hooked.
You know what's funny? Oh, before you start roasting, you know what's funny though? From watching the first movie, from watching the second movie, I can understand. The first movie was 10 years ago, and this movie, you know, is now. And then like in the first movie, he was younger. In this movie, he's older. Like, you know, he's a couple of years later, you know, too many bumps hit by cars. Now he's moving like a little old man.
Oh no! Don't get me started on. Oh no! Oh no! No! The memories, they're coming back now.
All right, go
Bro,
ahead.
just start the super hot fire, bro. We're ready.
Yeah, it's 2 against 1. Go ahead. You go first.
Okay, so well, let me start off by all the good things because I want to make sure I'm not, you know, just hating. So, yeah, man. Okay, so I think John Wick, the whole franchise, it kind of suffers from like what happens when you drag a franchise too long.
Crazy.
You mainly see it in part 3 and part 4. What's funny is I actually saw part 3 and 4, but I actually didn't see 1 and 2.
I like how we all just didn't see 1 and 2. We're like, oh yeah.
And
Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
I don't know. I guess it's weird. I heard 1 was actually pretty good though. Like mainly because it was a well-rounded story. Like there was actually a purpose there. The reason why I say it kind of suffers from the problem being dragged on is because when you look at 3 and 4, you'll notice that he doesn't really have an objective per se. It's morally just getting revenge, but why though?
No, in the fourth movie. Okay. So in the first movie, he's actually running away. And he's trying to kill the person that's trying to kill him, essentially, because they want him dead in the fourth movie. This guy, which by the way, hated this guy's character, bro. 10 toes down. That character needed to go in the trash. But anyways, yeah. So they was looking for him because he wanted to kill John Wick or kill the idea of him. So he was basically just trying to figure out who was trying to kill him so he can kill them first. That's what was going on in the movie, I believe.
Well, you know what's funny is actually
spoilers.
that's one of the bad things.
That's really a spoiler, but spoilers. Even though that's like the summary of the movie, but spoilers, I guess. I
was just about to say, like, what's funny is that's actually part of the reason why the movie was kind of falling apart is because they were introducing a lot of characters that actually didn't exist in the universe before. Like the one dude, I think his name was
this guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Like the Asian dude. Well, I mean, yeah, him too. But the Asian dude who owned the hotel. No. Well, actually, I think he was introduced too later on.
You telling me he wasn't in the previous movies?
Yeah, him. Yeah, he wasn't either. And what's funny is he was actually John Wick's long lost friend, but you only see him in the fourth movie. So it's like,
wait, this guy was in the Mortal Kombat movie? Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I knew he was in Bullet Train. Look at that. Oh, right on the money. He was in Rush Hour 3? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Wolverine? Wait, what?
Actually, no, yeah, what's funny is actually I do remember him in a lot of movies.
Every movie that there's a Japanese person, he pretty much plays it.
Yeah, I would say I remember his face.
Yeah, because he's in every movie where there's an older mafia Japanese person.
I remember him from Bullet Train. That's where I remember his face.
Yeah, because he played the Japanese guy.
There was 2. I thought he played the older Japanese guy though.
He did play the older Japanese guy. He's always the leader, bro.
He's always the leader. Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead, Fables.
Well, basically, I guess. Well, I guess if you want me to fully dive into the no, I gotta say what's good about the movie. Okay, so
crazy.
I will say I did like some of it really and truly, most of the good parts of the movie was really the cinematography, mainly with the camera angles, the lighting. The choreography was interesting, I would say. I will say it's kind of an action movie thing, because like a lot of action movies, like kind of how you were saying, Ninjas, like how like the actor is kind of older and they're trying to do like certain moves, and what they do is that like they'll have like, you know, a fight scene, and they'll have like a lot of like shots and angles to kind of like, if the choreography isn't there, they do like a whole bunch of angles in there to kind of make it look like it's going more faster paced than it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say like, that's why I say like that's what I made the joke earlier about like how they got people with the spectacle, because yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it does look cool. Like I remember there was a scene, it was, it's funny. Apparently it wasn't the most popular scene. Like I heard the popular scene was actually the part where they're fighting out on the street with the cars and stuff, and I think that was one of the worst scenes. But
that scene was amazing.
That scene was pretty good. I think that scene was pretty good though.
There was a way more amazing scene, dog. Like the scene where, you know, they had like the above angle shot, and he was shooting the people with the little, bomb gun. That was probably the best scene, dog.
I think that's the second. To me, I think the best scene was the staircase scene. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Do y'all want me to rip into it? I might have to crush your dreams on that. Y'all want to rip into it?
Oh my gosh, bro. Hold on, before you rip into it though, look at this. Look at this score, bro. Look at this, bro. Look at this score.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, no. Look,
the movie is good. The movie's good. I get you. The movie's good.
Well, no. If you want me to be honest, there was actually another. Actually, it's kind of like a Fast and Furious movie, where like it's like, actually what's funny is that actually suffers the same problem too, like with a lot of franchises, is, as I said, being dragged on, where audience will somehow go and see stuff like this. I mean, even though it might not make sense entirely, like as I said, it's that spectacle that people really care about. And I guess with the Fast and Furious movies, you could say, oh, it's The Rock too, and the other guy, what is his name? Vincent James, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure.
The critics is all saying that this Mario movie is trash. I ain't gonna cap. I didn't want to see it in the first place, but man, oh man.
Well, you can hate on the Mario movie. The movie's going to be great.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to see Mario in it beforehand. I don't think I want to see it now.
but yeah, no. I mean, look. So, I guess to wrap up all of my pros of the movie, yeah, I would say the cinematography. Yeah, that's about it. The cinematography, and maybe like the some of the camera angles, and I will say some of the jokes did hit, like in the movie. Like there was. I remember it was one joke where like the blind guy, what's funny? His name was actually a joke in itself because his name is Kane.
Yes.
Yeah. That was funny, bro.
But it was a joke that he made with the where they were doing at their what was it, like a casino or something? They was like playing cards, and then like he was looking at his hand and he was like, "Oh, well, let me see." But the joke was, he was blind, and so that, I guess, it was funny is when I was in theaters, like it actually had the whole audience laughing, and I was laughing too. So I mean, I would say, honestly, I would say if they kind of leaned more into those jokes, it might have kind of, I guess, made the humor a little bit better in the movie. Like some things were a little odd, I would say. I guess if you want me to lead into like the cons of the movie.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so.
You're the con man. You know what I'm saying? Robbing us.
I'm the Congress. You get it right. I'm the Congress.
That's crazy.
But like, okay, so the movie, it was funny. When I saw this scene, like when the movie started, it kind of irked me a little. I guess you could say it's a nitpick, really. But it was the part where the one guy, I forgot his name, his real life name, but it was like the homeless guy.
The black guy?
Here, I got
you.
Oh wait, let me just view all. Wow. Come on, Google. You're talking about Lawrence Fishburne or whatever. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne. Okay, so I remember he was it was funny is he was like making quotes from like Dante's Inferno when he was doing his monologue, and he was kind of walking towards John Wick, and John Wick, he's punching the wooden pole, and his knuckles are bloody, and once Lawrence finally got to him, he was like, "Oh, are you ready, John Wick?" And John Wick said, "Yeah."
Yo, that punch though in the theater, bro, the bass went crazy on that. That punch was loud.
What was that's what broke my heart, because I was like, man, he's about to be so hard. Let's hear what this man has to say. And he said, "Yeah." I was like, no, Keanu Reeves, please don't do this.
Hater.
Well, and then the scene that kind of came after it was the scene where he was like riding through the desert shooting people on horses.
Oh yeah.
Now a lot of people might be like, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's shooting people on horses." And I mean, yeah, that was fine for the most part. I will say what was weird is when he got to the I don't know what the character name is, but I guess he was like some type of like elder or master or something like that. And he had a little, I guess, setup. Actually, I think this dude with the beard right there. Is that him?
This guy. It might have been this guy.
Yeah, it might have been him.
Yeah, where it was like a chair and it was a chair and a desk. No.
Apparently, he was in John Wick 3 as well. So
I remember seeing him because it was like during like the scenes with Halle Berry when they were in the Middle East.
Halle Berry was in 3.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm surprised she wasn't in 4.
Oh,
because that was funny. Because what's funny? She had dogs too.
Well, everybody got dogs. I figured everybody had dogs after the dog got shot. It's supposed to be symbolism.
Well, what's funny is Jesus Christ.
Wait, apparently she was in 4 as well. She was in 4. When?
I'm trying to remember.
Was she the announcer?
Oh my gosh.
She was, bro. She was the announcer.
I'm not sure though. It wouldn't, because she was his friend, so I don't think it would make sense.
I don't know. I mean, that's the only. That's the only time they. You know what? Now I think about it. No, she had to be the announcer. Yeah, because that's the only other time there was a black woman in the movie, right? Unless she was one of those random people moving around in that same, like in the same building, like putting the pins up and stuff. Because I don't see no other black woman on here as a cast member. Because I do think that the person who was giving out the hit, that was saying the hits over the radio, I feel like she was like she was dark skinned, like a darker skinned black woman. And Halle Berry is like, lighter skin. So I think it is a different person that did that. Even though I just said, oh, like I just thought about that, but let me see if I can.
But yeah, no. But yeah, no. I guess to finish up that second scene of the Middle Eastern elder master guy with a chair in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. I guess John Wick walks up to him, and he says, I forgot what he said specifically, but he was talking about how life and death, and if you kill me, you can't escape your past, or you can't like undo what you did, or something like that. Yeah, I forgot what the line was specifically, and then John Wick shot him and said, "I can." And I don't know. I guess the only thing about that scene with me is just I don't know why there's a dude with a chair in a desert in the middle of nowhere with no food, water, or nothing. He's just sitting in a chair in the middle of nowhere.
Cuz man, he the boss. Yeah, that's why.
When you become the boss, you can sit in a chair in the middle of the desert doing nothing with no water or food.
Yeah, there's plenty of other movies where they're in Saudi Arabia or somewhere in the Middle East, and they're in the middle of the sand, and there's a random chair, random other stuff, and they like, you came to me for something,
Well, but the thing was, what's funny is in 3, like there actually was the scene where they were in the desert, and I think he was there too. And actually, in the 3rd movie, he actually had a tent and everything, so he wasn't just in the middle of the desert. They just did that in 4, but he actually was with some people, and he had like supplies with him along. And John Wick actually walked into his tent.
It was
So
declared that all of he had to lose everything to be cooler.
I don't know, man. I'm just look.
I don't know. I'm just getting facts. No,
I'm just reporting the news, my man. I'm just saying the oddities.
Wow, whatever. Okay, what else you got to say, man? What else you got to say?
I would say, do y'all want to, I guess, say anything? Maybe bring up a scene that you guys like that I can tear down.
That's crazy. What? Oh, wait. What? Wait, Brandon, did you like the staircase scene towards the end of the movie?
Staircase scene was so over dramatic. It was perfect.
Oh, you had me in the first half. You had me in the first half, man.
It
Bruh,
was like
the
he made it
symbolism
all
of
the
the
way
movie
up there,
yeah.
and me and Uni, we were in the movie theater, and he got kicked down all the stairs, and she was just like, oh, she did her little gasps, just like, dang, bro.
Yeah, I was in the movie theater over there. I was like, oh, no way. Come on, man. Grab a pole or something.
I know it's crazy. All those men with guns standing at the top of the stairs, but rather than shoot them, they just kick them down.
I mean, one, he has that Kevlar suit on.
Oh, no, don't get me started on that, my man. No, come on.
Every movie.
Every
movie.
Oh, my God.
Actually, no, it actually wasn't every movie. The first and second one did not have that. It was really a third and fourth one.
I can contest to that. Yeah,
sorry.
I've been watching the first one. I'm not done with it, but yeah, in the first one he didn't have it. But then again, in the first one he was more agile. Okay.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's actually what's funny is that's what partly made the first movie actually pretty good, and I would say that's my main criticism with this movie is that the first 2 movies actually showed John Wick struggling. Like, he wasn't just this all-powerful, unstoppable machine, superhero, superhuman, super soldier. Like he actually was fighting people barehanded and, with knives and guns. And he was actually struggling. Like he was struggling more than in this movie where it's like he got hit by 6 cars and he just was fighting fine.
Bro, he was
beating up a crowd of men.
He was old man in it, man. He was old man in it, bro.
Dog. Like
they wanted to show that he was an old man, bro. Okay.
It's like the more you
fist fight. He didn't have time to fist fight. He had to end it quickly with shooting.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie. The more y'all like try to praise it, the more like the memories come back, and I'm actually getting more criticism.
Crazy.
Anyway. Like, I guess finish the stair scene maybe.
Yeah, so the stair scene. I feel like it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good moment, especially like with the fast paced stuff and how he was trying to make it there, at a certain time. Blah blah. I'm not trying to spoil too much, but I like that scene. I think that was like one of my favorite scenes. So, yeah,
no, fair enough. I would say, I guess, or I guess, did you have anything to say, Dr. Vosh?
Also, the dueling scene didn't make a lick of sense, but was it a fun scene? Yeah.
What you mean? Talking about when they did the duel?
Yeah, I mean, the premise of the duel and them playing Yu-Gi-Oh to determine the.
Bro, no, you did not.
Come on, they were sitting down. Come on, that make no sense. They're playing matching.
What you mean? Wait.
I'd say it's more like tarot cards.
Wait, okay. You're not talking about the actual duel. You're talking about when they were picking the times.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But that made a lot of sense, though. What do you mean?
I mean, like, it makes sense for them to sit down, but the fact that it was with cards was so unnecessary.
No. The reason why the cards were there is because you randomly choose one, you flip it over. Whoever has the highest number, they get their option picked.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that doesn't make. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I was cool with that scene.
I mean, like,
that scene was actually pretty good. I liked it.
It was very...
Like, it's nonsensical. Like, if you want to have a duel, like,
yeah, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like one of those, it's like a story building thing where it's like this is the way of the table, right? So this is how they always
Oh,
done it.
the
Like,
way, yeah, the stupid duel thing too, the way of the table. Like, come on.
well, you got
Come
to think
on.
about it. The way of the table probably goes back to like Civil War ages and stuff where they did duels like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's
yeah, like it's very traditional.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
It's
man.
very
It's like-
traditional.
I know it's like very traditional, but it's so dumb. It's like a huge contrivance.
What?
Like, no,
What are we
we
doing
had
here?
What do
duels
you
just
mean?
forever.
What are we doing here, bro? How we get to point A to point D like this, bro?
I'm just saying, like it's a huge contrivance that they just happen to want to do duels. Like
Oh no, you're right about that. No, my bad.
And
Yeah,
all of a sudden, the table always settle things via duels. Like, ever since ancient times, the table settle things with duels.
Well,
like
the first
tell
one
me
has
that wasn't your first idea. If you're from the family of the table,
well, John Wick didn't know that. The only person that knew that brought it, nobody really knew it in the movie. The only person that brought it up was this guy.
I mean, the youngin knew about it when he brought it up. It's like, we ain't doing no do this.
No. He said for one, he didn't know about it because he didn't even know the rules. Two, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can just say no to that. And he was like, you can't because that's the way of the table.
Oh my god, hold on, let me jump in. Actually, I can defend Bosch. No, that was stupid. Because actually, bro, what's funny is the Frenchman had literally the upper hand. Thank you. Like, yeah, it was actually stupid for him to even accept the deal. Like, what's funny?
He said he had to.
He didn't have to.
No, he didn't.
He accepted it.
Or the table would have said something. That's what he said.
He just wanted to flex.
No, they wouldn't have say. Yeah, it was flexing. Basically, the old guy that you're showing, he basically just convinced them. He said, "Oh, it'd be real cool if you did it."
he was saying that you also get on added bonus. You will also get to be like, "Oh, I killed John Wick."
Yeah, all I'm saying is the French guy had to do was just keep sending endless waves of people at John Wick. That's all.
Thank you, bro. And he actually did it too.
But he did though. And John Wick got to it.
No, but that's the problem. Is that it don't make sense why he would accept the deal if he did it before he even got there to sunset. So it's like he didn't want to do it anyway.
Was to flex. He just wanted to flex and get a higher position on the table. But he would have got a higher position on the table for just killing John Wick in general.
No, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have got a higher. I don't think he would have got a higher position by just killing John Wick.
That was his whole job, the whole entire movie. The table said your job.
No, he was, bro. Just like this guy right here, who owned the hotel / whatever. That guy was all. He owned that organization that was under the table. Like they all own organizations under the table. So
and the table said, we want you to kill John Wick. So they didn't say anyone. They didn't put a.
I don't remember that. I don't remember him saying that. I don't remember them saying that.
Yeah, that was the only reason why he was hired. He literally went over in the intro of the movie and said that I'm going to have to deal with this problem you made. And then he said, what are you going to do about it? Shot the black guy. And then it was just like, so you have to pay the price. Now you have to live with your mistakes. And then his entire goal, the whole movie, was just to kill John Wick. So he kept sending soldiers out to handle anyone who was associated with John Wick. Anyone who was helping him, anyone who he didn't kill all the way. Like, he was just showing up to places, tearing them down, and looking for John Wick. That was it. Pretty much the premise. John Wick was trying to hide in the movie.
For some reason, I thought he just wanted to kill John Wick. I didn't think that the table was telling, because it wouldn't make any sense if the table was telling him to go kill John Wick, because then the table wouldn't let the other organization that brought him back into the table do that. Like, you get what I'm saying? That wouldn't make any sense.
I mean, great point right there too. They're just
no, because that's what I'm saying. I don't think he said that at all. I don't think he said that the table told him to go kill the guy.
Yeah, that was the whole premise of that guy being hired. In fact, that was the big point of the
movie. He wasn't hired. He owned that group.
So the reason why he had to do the duel in the first place was if he killed the French guy without setting up the duel beforehand, they would just hire someone to replace him to go out to kill John Wick again. That was the whole thing.
Because I thought, like in a mob like group, they would just get a new head honcho. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I thought they were saying.
Yeah, that's why it was a plot thing, because the guy was hired to kill John Wick. So if John Wick killed the guy who was hired to kill him, they would just hire someone else again, and then the loop would just be infinite. So in order to stop the loop, he had to challenge him to a duel.
But I thought it was just the Russians. Like, I thought that was just them. Like, they're
No, that was the table. They hired him.
Like, you see what I'm saying is that even though you're saying this, I don't think it was the tables. I think it was the Russians. And it would make more sense if it was just the Russians saying, "Oh, go kill him," and he was hired to do that. Versus, hold on, versus the table, because in the first movie, he killed the Russians in the first movie, which makes more sense that he's been hired to go take John Wick out because he killed the Russians. You get what I'm saying?
But the only reason why the table exonerated
I don't think they said the
him,
table at the beginning of the movie. And that's what I'm saying. That might be me.
This entire movie was about the table. In fact, I don't even know nothing
this
about the
entire movie
Russians.
was not about the table. That's
the
table actually, it kind of was. It was
antagonist the whole time.
The antagonist was this guy.
Well,
he's the one at the top of the table.
Yeah, he was the face
He's at the top
of the table.
Yes, but
he
what
was
I'm
the
saying
face
is,
of the table.
He was the face of the table, yes. But what I'm saying is the table didn't hire this guy to go kill John Wick. He wanted to kill John Wick because he was Russian in the Russian group. And what happened in part 1 and 2, I believe.
No, the entire point of the duel and the reason why the table exonerated him from all of the charges was because he challenged the guy that they hired. This was Bill. I won't just call him Bill. They hired Bill to kill John Wick. And if John Wick killed Bill, they were just going to replace him. So instead of killing him outright, he challenged him to a duel. And that was the entire point of the entire second act of the movie. Him getting to be a part of the table.
Kill Goku. That's a crazy Google search.
What was Bill's name?
All right, maybe let me look up.
What are you looking at?
He's trying to see what was the purpose of the antagonist of John Wick. Well, the true antagonist was the table.
Well, honestly, if you want to talk about really the problem with that character is that he was introduced later on. Like he didn't exist before. But
they just hired him. Like, who knows? He could have just literally pulled himself out of the gulags yesterday and got hired the day after just because they're like, the table's like, we need this tenacity to kill John Wick. I mean,
what is he gonna do to take? See, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't make any sense because it's like, okay, you could hire a person, but they even said it themselves. He's just the face of the company. So it really, truly, it's the table that's the force. Like, he's just the face of it.
Yeah, he's the face of the table, which is why the duel was important. Because even if he killed him, he was just going to get replaced.
Well, yeah, well, honestly, you could argue. I mean, I think he was already empowered, I guess, in 4, but really, truly, you could argue he was just some guy who climbed up the table corporate ladder.
Exactly. He was so busy trying to climb, which is why.
Oh, my bad. Don't audience, don't read this.
I mean, you can just put something on top of this.
All right, let me just take my stream off. My bad. I'm over here reading the whole movie. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have this on the screen. But yeah, right here it says. So yeah, the whole point of the movie was John Wick wanted to get his revenge against the high table for illegal amount of job, blah, blah, blah. So he went to go kill the elder so he can get more information about the table. In response to the Marquise. And the Marquise is the group that the guy was a part of.
Well, no, the Marquise, that's his name.
Is that his name?
Well, that's his it's like calling him the president.
The Marquise. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I would say that's French.
Yeah.
No, but I thought they was referring to
then they're going to just replace them.
I thought they was referring to the group though as Marquise.
No.
Oh no, yeah, there's no Marquise group.
A Marquis is the title for him. That was the whole point of the movie, where it's like, if you kill this Marquis, they're going to replace him immediately.
His name in the movie was D. Gourmand. Explains the high table has given him unlimited resources to find and kill. Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess he did say that to the one guy. Unlimited resources to go kill him.
So like all he had to do was just sit back, relax, and just keep
Oh.
infinitely sending men at him.
Bro, I actually, bro, you get I'm gonna let you finish. I'm about to rip into this. Now you go ahead.
I was about to say, but it still makes sense on why he had to accept the duel because unlike him, he's an entity, but the red table still have rules and ways. So just like how John Wick had to he couldn't challenge him unless he was back a part of a group that was a part of the red table. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, which I mean it makes sense, but the fact that the duel being it's like in a movie killing the alien mothership stops the entire invasion type of thing, whereas like that's just way too convenient. But at this point, I'm sure the table probably was thinking, yeah, maybe going after John Wick for the rest of forever and just losing a bunch of good men for absolutely no reason is a terrible idea.
Do the plot armor.
I mean, yeah, the plot armor on him was strong. He got hit by like at least 4 or 5 cars, fell at least 4 or 5 stories altogether.
Thank you, bro. It happened in the third movie too. He fell off the top of a building and survived.
Yeah, did you see him jump out of the 3rd story window to land on top of a car? I mean, I heard cars are pretty cushiony.
He didn't land.
Yeah,
he smacked.
Yes, come to the
Yeah, I thought the Russian guy. I thought the Russian guy that fell down the 2 flights of steps and died. I thought he died there, and I was like, and then John Wick jumped out the window and then smacked the car and put a dent in the car and then started walking after that. I was like, how in the world he gonna survive that?
Bro,
the Russian guy had played it. Well, you
want me to get into this? Honestly, you want me to get into the suit?
By the way, the guns that were supposed to break the suits, and he picked it up and was just shotgun fireworking people. That's possibly one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen, where he was just turning corners, shotgunning, fireworking people. Like, I was dying laughing in the movie theater.
Bro,
that scene was cool. I really like that. Yeah, that was my best.
Yeah.
But no, well, I would say to add.
But sorry.
I was gonna say to add on to it. Like, now I have an upside and a downside to that scene. As I said, like, all the pros I gave before, like I really like that scene mainly because of the gun and like what it could do and like the camera angle, like how it's like a top view. You don't really see that a lot in movies, I guess, at least with action scenes, because it kind of resembled the video game, which I thought was pretty cool.
I'm trying to think Hotline Miami. That's what I was thinking the whole time. Hotline Miami, the way he was dropping people.
Oh yeah. But the only thing I will say about that scene I didn't like is the setup to it, because with the gun, right, the problem was, I think since the gun was so cool and that it was pretty much gimmicky, because like it's a gun that explodes people, that's pretty cool in itself. First off, if you really want to get into it, why didn't they give everybody that gun?
I think no people.
Well, I mean, they made that in at the back of their house, taping together fireworks and shotgun shells.
No. Multiple people had the gun too.
Well, yeah, they made a bunch of those guns for themselves. Like it was like a
they could have made a bunch more though.
I mean, but yeah, it was a small group.
It wasn't the guns that was doing it. For one, they had assault rifles, but the gun, the bullet was incinerated rounds. That's what the thing was. So they had rounds in there that shot the fire out. So
that makes it easier then.
Yeah. So multiple people in the scene had that rifle, like the same type of rifle or the same type of ammo.
I actually counted on my hand. It was pretty much John Wick and 2 others.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yeah. I was actually paying attention because I was like, this is a pretty cool gun. I'm surprised more people don't have it.
Well, I mean, don't forget, there were a bunch of individual bounty hunters going after him. Yeah, so like it was probably just an individual group who had it. Like literally in the scene where they were testing out the gun, there was only like 2 or 3 people in that scene. That's just true, like the black guy who was soloing, and like the people with there are some people with the Kevlar suits there. There's some people with the incendiary shotguns, some people with only handguns, some people only using their cars. It was like,
bro, okay. So I got to get into the weapons now, because that's actually a good segue. So one major criticism I have with this movie is the fact that, look, I get it. It's John Wick, the whole, I guess, good side of the movie. The reason why you come to see John Wick is just to see some gun food. you know, basically see people punch and shoot each other with a pistol. But the problem is, it's John Wick. It's guns, meaning there's multiple guns that exist, yet most people are using pistols.
I mean, he only really used a pistol, and he only used a pistol too. I mean,
no. Actually, no. In other movies, he used other guns too.
What, he used other guns?
He used other weapons. He used a nunchuck.
I'm saying in the first half of the first movie, from what I saw, he used his hands and he used the pistol.
A pistol.
That's about it. Yeah.
And then he used he shot a few bullets out of a semi-automatic, then picked up a pistol again, and then picked up another pistol. Then picked up some nunchucks, then a pistol.
He was going crazy with the nunchucks, though. We ain't going.
Well, he was going crazy with the nunchucks, but there was pistols and rifles near him. I don't know why he was using nunchucks.
He was tired. No, I was playing.
Sometimes you gotta get up close and personal. Sometimes you get bored laying people out the same way.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you get so bored laying people out the same way. So why didn't the writers think to use different guns?
No. Because he couldn't use the guns because they had
just like real life. You got a
like real life
made for your hand, all right. So like maybe he just wanted to use the gun that was tailor made for him.
90% of their bodies,
the same gun.
I was gonna say 90% of their bodies had armor on it to where he couldn't shoot it. So I mean,
I'll say not everybody. And the nunchucks weren't as efficient, with the body armor. But another thing too, like I mean, okay, you could argue that, but I mean, he's fighting. As I said, another criticism of the movie. So you see these waves of people coming after him. They all have, it's weird. They all have pistols. No one has a different gun. No one has snipers. No one has shotguns. No one has RPGs.
People have rifles?
No. I mean, I meant to say sniper. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, they definitely should have been snipers on point at every place. I mean, there were snipers with bows and arrows.
Oh yeah, there was bows and arrows for some weird reason.
I have no clue why. I can understand still having swords, but bow and arrows.
We ain't gonna talk about those arrows. Man.
No, bro, the swords is worse.
The arrows were piercing through, bro.
No, they had guns. They had guns and armored suits.
I guess so. No, but those arrows are very heavy. Like they were heavy. I feel like it was heavy arrows.
But why not just rock a freaking sniper? Like you can literally do almost the exact same thing.
But it's silent. Plus, it was in Japan. Each organization under the table had their own style.
I guess getting guns in Japan is difficult, but everyone else had guns.
If you want to be honest, see, this is kind of the same problem Black Panther kind of suffered from with their whole advanced civilization society. The problem is you're an advanced civilization that's using spears. I mean, that was the same thing with this.
It's like
a cultural thing.
No, but it's less efficient.
Like literally a gun.
Clearly, it wasn't in the movie.
A gun is proven to be more efficient than training anyone in any hand-to-hand combat.
Bro, like the thing about this is what I didn't like about the movie is that they undermine how efficient guns are as a weapon.
So I ain't gonna lie, it was a few times where he would shoot somebody in the head and they was falling and he shoot them again in the head. I'm like, why are you double
in the movie got double tapped.
Well, no, double tapping isn't a problem.
I mean,
because it was a waste of ammo.
I mean,
yeah.
You don't need to double tap somebody that you clearly shot in the middle of the head. Like, no.
I mean,
there were some scenes. There were some scenes where he was like shooting people multiple times. Like I remember I saw a scene where he shot somebody in the head and then he shot him again before he fell over.
Of people getting shot in the head and walking it off, waking up in the hospital. That's all I gotta say. You want to teach some lessons?
Let's not bring reality into it, because then I could apply that to a lot of things in this world. Like I do hear what you're saying, because I did hear a story where a dude did survive like 2 headshots, but yeah, no, look, yeah,
I'm just saying, like he clearly shot them. He shot them in the head in the right area, and then he just went ahead and shot them again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
But the main thing of what I'm saying is like the movie it's supposed to be about guns, really. Like, and then the main problem is this movie doesn't understand guns that well. Like the previous two, first and the second movie, they understood it pretty well, but these movies don't, because there's crowds of people going after John Wick. You tell me all of them have pistols and all of them are walking very close to him just so he can hit them and take their pistol. A gun is a ranged weapon.
Some of them have rifles too, man.
Well, they walked real close to him with their rifles so they can get slapped out their hand. Bro, that was the criticism I had for that the fire shotgun scene where the dude walked up to him.
He was hiding though, so they would walk around the corner and then he'll surprise him with the ha ha.
No, that don't make sense. Because a gun is a ranged weapon. But actually, I would say real quick,
they're not gonna just randomly shoot at the wall and be like, "Oh, yeah, John Wick was over there."
Real quick, I was just gonna say, like, with that scene, like with the setup, I didn't like how that gun, it was supposed to be so special, but there wasn't a big intro to it. It would have been better if, like, someone tried to shoot John Wick with the gun and then he was surprised and he don't know what happened. And, like, it's like, oh my God, this guy got this new gun I've never seen before. And he had to work a little bit harder to get the gun. But the problem is, it's like, the dude was just some random henchman who had the gun and John Wick just beat him up like it was nobody and just took the gun. And then the whole sequence happened after.
But there was an intro, though. There was an intro.
No, there wasn't. He just walked up to him like
when they showed it. Yeah, when they showed it off when he was shooting the different suits with the Kevlar suit, and he shot it and the fire was on there and stuff, and he was like, yeah, and they was like, yeah, and they brought it.
No, I'm talking about during the battle. Like, yeah, there was an intro to the gun, but like I'm saying, like, there was an intro to the gun with John Wick in it because he doesn't know what it is. He just seen it firsthand, but he just randomly beats a person up and just gets it. And you're like, this is cool.
Didn't the guy shoot at him first, and then he saw the fire?
He did shoot, and he did miss, and then John Wick dispatched him. And then after,
because he was real close to him, I guess he wanted to kiss him or something. I don't know.
And after that, John Wick was killing his buddies, stole their ammo, and carried on.
But the problem is, what I'm saying is, there's crowds of people with guns. Like walking up to him and like trying to shoot him. First, as I said, first off with a pistol. I don't know why everybody has a pistol. And second, they're all going close and trying to shoot him. But guns are ranged weapons. You would stand back and shoot people. You literally social distance 6 feet apart and then shoot them. Like you would.
I get you. No, I didn't want to pick off, but I was saying I get you.
Well, and then another thing too, like with the car scene, we might as well bring that up too. So it's real convenient that even though John Wick got hit 6 times, let's just ignore that. It's real convenient that all these 6 cars hit him at 10, 12 miles per hour rather than 30, 40 miles per hour.
They have to watch out for their partners, bro.
They're on a roundabout, bro. You have to slow down on roundabouts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can't.
Bro, don't. No, let's not do that, bro. Yeah, you're not supposed to shoot on roundabouts either.
hey, everyone was still driving there, so they were all paying.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on the crowds in this movie. It's like all this action happening in the background, people are getting shot and they're just not paying attention.
No, the table paid for the police to not ruin traffic.
Yeah,
the police that we never see.
Ignore 911 for a little while.
Police we never see. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they were straight up just fighting in the middle of the street, and I'm like, dang, people just getting shot in the middle of the street. And everybody just looking like, dang, what's going on? And then they run away a little bit, but just like at the club too. I just chalked up at the club that everybody was high on LSD or something, so they was all tripping out anyways.
Yeah, everyone was drugged out.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, yeah, they seen people getting chopped up, but they was like, what's going on?
Look, while I have doubt of that, I will concede that everyone was magically high.
I mean, think about it. It's a club setting. Everybody. I mean,
club owned by the table. All right.
Yeah, bro. Everybody.
Their club's going to be straight popping with half the people under the influence of at least 2 drugs, and come on, did you not see the way they were out there moving? They were gone.
Yeah, they were gone, bro. They was gone.
Well, I mean, they were gone because the writers wanted them to be. Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
Well,
All
look,
I say is when you get to the upper echelon parties and you ain't handing out some Adderall, I don't know what type of party. I'm sorry.
well, no, as I said, that's why I concede because I'm like, okay, fair enough. All right, yeah, it's one of them parties. It's one of them, clubs where you go to sin. So,
Clubs where you go to sin. That's crazy.
I'm not sure how many clubs you go to praise Jesus. So,
well,
Wow.
well, no,
That's what we
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, true.
hey, you saw what happened when John Wick went to church and everyone wasn't under the influence.
Oh my God! Okay, so
My man
all
had
right,
a shotgun behind the altar waiting.
That was
Yeah, he
crazy.
had a-
anyone.
I would say he had a shotgun that was so powerful. Okay, he put the. Okay, so look, a little gun physics here. I know we like to talk about science and philosophy and how things work. A little gun physics here. So he had a gun behind the podium, and that's understandable. Intruders. Someone might say, "Oh, God isn't real." So you gotta, you gotta deal with those people. But look,
Properly. Shotgun in the chest.
You gotta deal with those people.
but the crazy.
You gotta take them out back, bro. No.
Well, you take them out front. I guess you got to make sure you serve God. That's all that is right there. But no, okay. So the worst part about this scene is that a shotgun is very powerful. I'm sure we can all agree with that. But okay, so by the shot that hit John Wick, right? John Wick saw him pull out the shotgun. He used this little invincible Kevlar suit to that never breaks apart, even when it get hit by shotgun bullet shells that shoots multiple. It blasted him back, right? It blasted him really far back too.
No.
Well, yeah, but it blasted him really far back. But when physics enter in the chat, it will tell you that whenever there's a reaction, there's a equal and opposite reaction. So when you shoot somebody with the force that strong to send them that far back flying, you would think that the priest would actually be sent back far flying as well, especially since he didn't have a gunner stance where he put 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and pointed the gun at him. He had the gun at his chest and somehow just standing like there's no type of pushback. And shotguns have really good pushback. So I know that's like one scene, but like there's a lot of science that goes into these, the movies, especially when it's a movie about guns, where everyone's carrying a pistol and walking close to John Wick.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I will say that the different things in the movie, some stuff could have been done better, whatever, blah blah blah. But overall, the movie was still great. I don't care.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say the final thing I do want to talk about before I guess we move on, because we have been on here for a minute, is the suit. So the suit, look, all I'm gonna say is this. You have to take in, whenever you write a movie, I guess, in terms of my own personal preference, I guess you could say, but you have to kind of take into account entropy and like how things break down over time. So what it was funny is this movie, its whole, I guess, theme was about life and death and, pretty much the whole cycle of that, right? So these suits, he's just tanking every bullet and like, bruh, there was actually a scene, bro, because, whenever he gets shot, like the suit has sparks flying off of it like it's some type of tungsten metal or something.
No, we're Power Rangers out here.
Right. Yeah, like an Iron Man suit, but actual suit. But I mean, like another thing too, there was a scene actually that really kind of messed it up with the suits, where it was the opening scene where it was like this group that actually went to the Japanese hotel, and what happened was, the guys with the bow and arrows on the top floor, they they was getting ready to shoot the people on the down floor, and like they stepped forward, and then that's when they started shooting people with arrows. So you want to know what's wrong with that scene? The problem is, like, when they shot the arrow, the arrow hit the guy's suit. And when you look closely, you see how the arrow actually stuck in the person's sleeve. Now, you might think, well, this is a bulletproof suit. So apparently, 9mm bullets, and I'm sure we know 9mm bullets have more force than an arrow, right? So a 9mm.
Before we go there, their suits weren't Kevlar. They had like armor under theirs.
They were Kevlar suits.
They were.
Yeah, that's.
I thought they had armor because they was all bulky and like. Oh, I
Well,
don't know.
I was saying
John Wick have a Kevlar suit, and his was totally different than theirs. That's
well, yeah, it was a different color, but everyone who worked under the table all had those suits. That was the
no, but you get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I guess John Wick's suit didn't have all the sparks and all the fanciness of what was going on with the other people's suits. Because
no,
I thought they was bouncing off because they had like actual bulletproof like arm wrists and bulletproof stuff underneath it. That's why they was all bulky. But I guess maybe they just all was just bulky because they just all work out forever.
Yeah,
for
eternity. I will say that's the problem because when it's Kevlar, like Kevlar is only so strong. It can only take so many bullets, and the thing too is like when you take a bullet, right? Like even if you have a bulletproof vest, like yeah, the bullet doesn't enter you; it gets stopped. But the problem is the kinetic force is still transferred within you, so you're still gonna have a broken bone, especially from a bullet going 623 miles per hour. So the reason I bring that up is because like the scene where like the arrow got stuck in his suit and you know he just had it in his arm and he's just looking at it, but these bullets who have more force somehow wasn't getting stuck through the suit. I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's also why I thought they had like bulletproof vests on or armor or something underneath their suits versus John Wick having an actual Kevlar suit because the arrow got stuck in there.
Well, it's funny that actually would make more sense, but the only drawback is if you had actual armor, that would actually weigh you down. You wouldn't be moving as fast.
I mean, they were moving pretty slow. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, no, I'm saying John Wick too. Bro, you see how many bullets John Wick took?
No,
yeah, he's surviving crowds of people.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I thought
a ton of bullets.
Yeah, he was. That's what I was saying. I thought that the Russian people had the had like just like bulletproof stuff on and then like armor or something versus John Wick having the Kevlar suit because you know John Wick wasn't as bulky for one as them, and then the arrow did go through that their suit like that, and I thought that was the reason why it like stuck in there because it was like armor and not like a Kevlar suit or something. But I guess that makes sense what y'all guys are saying though too. So
well, I guess as a final thing to say, basically what I'm saying is just after so many bullet shots, eventually that suit will tear apart. Like it's just not invincible forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, as I said, as a closing thought, because we probably should move on. I mean, the movie overall was good, I would say. I mean, as I said, it's one of those movies where you could kind of sit back and enjoy because you know it wasn't really anything that stood out. That would kind of like take you out of the story. It would be things that you would have to pay attention to kind of see the flaws in it. But other than that, I would say it's mostly enjoyable. And as I said, look, you got a high audience score, high movie rating. So I mean, yeah,
trying to hate on the kid, bro. I'm trying to hate on the kid.
I would say this movie is very enjoyable. Don't look too deep in it for plot or messages. It's not that good for that. But if you are interested in an action flick that will definitely take up your time and have very unique and cool scenes, John Wick 4 is definitely the way to go.
Gotcha. Speaking of which, movie wise, I know I'm probably the only person that saw this movie, but we do have the D&D movie that came out, Dungeons and Dragons, for anyone who don't know what D&D is. So
I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of wanted to see this movie because I've heard some things that I don't know. I guess I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I thought it was a pretty good movie, but it's a pretty good fun movie. But what were you about to say?
I heard some good things about this movie. I'm definitely probably going to see it after I watch Mario, because right now we're recording on the 4th, and Mario comes out tomorrow. Mario is going to be first, and then I'm going to watch this movie.
dang, you didn't have to say we was recording and all, you know. You didn't have to say all that, but you know, that's fine, I guess. No,
Well, I mean, if it's going to come out before the 5th, I would presume. So I'm saying that the movie's not out yet.
oh, it actually did pretty good on Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy. All right.
Is it going to make money though? That's the real question. I think it didn't open well.
It didn't, even though with these scores right here.
No, I mean it's between John Wick and Mario. It's between two juggernauts.
Mario,
And the
not a
marketing team
juggernaut.
did a
I don't know
bad
where you.
job,
I don't
too.
know where you're getting this from, Brandon. Mario.
Well, honestly,
Where I'm
you
getting
could
this
argue.
from.
I would say you could argue it's kind of riding off of the success of Sonic, because I mean it's Nintendo, so people saw
I have
Sonic and
not
thought it was
heard.
good.
I have
so,
not heard anybody who want to go see this Super Mario Bros. Movie.
What do you mean?
well,
You're the
I'm
first
talking
person I
about,
heard
like,
talk about this movie.
projections. I'm talking about like just numbers, straight numbers. I'm not saying about the movie
Straight
being good
numbers.
or bad.
Oh
I'm
my
saying that this movie
No,
did
I'm
not
saying
open well.
I haven't even heard anybody talk about this movie, but you right now.
The Mario movie?
Yes, the Mario movie.
It's slated to probably be the next $1 billion movie.
Where are you getting this from? Pull up an article. No, no, wait. Let me. What should I look up for this? Mario movie. I don't even feel like looking it up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll believe you. I just haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, that Mario movie." You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard people talk about the D&D movie. Like, people like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see that," and stuff like that. Good movie, by the way.
So the movie is projected to make 125 million on its first weekend, in the first 5 days, and that projection is from Variety.com. Who cares?
That's crazy. What's the
let's
projection
see.
for the D&D movie? If you don't mind looking it up.
Well, it's not even a projection. It's how much did it make?
Or I
It's
guess
been out is the weekend. I think it only made like 30 million domestically. Let me double
it did.
check.
Oh, okay. Well, while we wait for that, what did you want to say, Fables, about it?
well, I mean, all I really wanted to say is that I did want to see it, but yeah, no, I mean, I've heard some things. I heard that it might have subverted people's expectations. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much you want to talk about the movie, but do you want to spoil it or not, or not?
So
Does anyone?
we won't talk about
Also,
too much.
I have the weekend numbers too.
Okay.
It made 38 million this over the weekend, which is not a lot. Like Shazam, the second movie Shazam, did 30 million.
Well, I don't think a lot of people. Again, I don't think a lot of people was really checking for this movie, to be honest with you. But I was just saying that I didn't think people was also checking for the Super Mario movie either. So.
Well, don't forget, there's kids, there's parents who want to show their kids. So, like, for every like parent you get in there, that's double the ticket sales, pretty much. There's people who love Nintendo. We got Nintendo fanboys for days. There's just a lot of good things going for this movie, especially since D&D, with their open license agreement, screwed the pooch. And right now, the D&D community is kind of split on what to do with D&D. So it's just if this movie would have came out 2 years ago, it probably would be like, I mean, before COVID. If it would have came out before COVID, it probably would do pretty. I would say it probably would do like half a billion pretty easily. But like after COVID, after them screwing the pooch with their marketing, after them screwing the pooch with the release date, it's just so many things going against this movie right now. That pretty much we're going to go, do I want to watch John Wick? Do I want to watch Mario or Dungeons and Dragons?
This wouldn't be in the same. I guess this technically wouldn't be in the same playing field as the Mario movie, because the Mario movie wouldn't be categorized in the same playing field with John Wick and this movie, because these came out this week and before, and then the Mario movie be in its own week, opening week technically. So
yeah, so that the opening week is pretty much it for this movie, because like for John Wick is probably $1 billion. It's probably going to make $1 billion before it's gone. And probably. If Mario makes $1 billion, that who's left? Like you're in between $2 billion movies. Like what money is going to be left?
Movie. Calling the Super Mario movie $1 billion movie is crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, like that's the projections. It's not confirmed yet. It could flop. Like we seen incorrect projections before, but like it's just on the optics, on the fact of it just being Nintendo, and on the optics of the movie's trailer selling the movie perfectly, especially for like the age group is going for, and like people who want to have those nostalgic kid memories, like they're watching, I don't know, like I'm thinking of something like Cars or something like Disney movies before they started like going, like I'm thinking like the golden era of Disney type of thing, where like people go here just for a good family time. And it's just in terms of like, if for those people this movie is going to scratch that specific niche. And while Dungeons and Dragon is more of like a John Wick type of niche, whereas like people who are going here for a good fun time type of thing, we're not really here for the plot, we're not here to like for our lives to be changed, we're here for fun. And if if you're going for that, both Mario and John Wick can fill both of those check boxes, which means like is just being between these two movies is not a good. They probably could have waited until May, like or until like the mid-April at least, to give those movies some time to ring out those people for their money and for the next paycheck.
Yeah, I'll say that because of the controversy that's going on with the open source material stuff for D&D, how they're trying to crack down on stuff like that. I will say that did put a dent into this movie a little bit, because the community base for D&D is like split on that. But again, I don't know. I thought the movie. I don't think anybody was really checking for this movie either. Like the Mario movie itself, I don't think anybody was checking for both of these movies. And the movie surprisingly surprised me. It was pretty good. So, and I think that's what it did to most of these people that went to go watch it. It's a pretty decent movie. It's a pretty good movie, and has a pretty decent story line behind it. And the references that they make towards the actual D&D material is pretty good too. So.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. Yeah, so that's cool then, that they kind of made a lot of references to D&D. It's like D&D is always something I kind of wanted to get into. So yeah, I hate to say it, if I were to
the thing.
Well, yeah, maybe, but yeah, no, I would say the references might kind of like fly past my head. I mean, maybe it'll inspire me, as you said, Vash, it'll inspire me to play the game.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It feels to me, the movie feels like an actual D&D campaign. Imagine like your first ever D&D campaign. Imagine the party you had with that. That's how this feels. So they did a pretty good job with that. So
that's pretty good to say about a movie. I definitely see it. I mean, I'm already planning on to, but now I feel more solid with my decision.
Yeah, like especially if you went in there with the expectation of, oh, this movie might be trash, or this movie might be all right, or something like that, then yeah, the movie's gonna blow your expectations out the water. But and I think the plot is there and everything is there, so it's pretty good movie. That's all I really want to say about it, because this also came out. This was its opening weekend too, and I saw it and thought maybe I should ask you guys if y'all saw it and whatnot. So.
Dang, I wish I would have saw it. You would have been talking all day about it, like John Wick.
Knowing you would have been like, "Well, you see in this scene right here,
next movie we got Mario, so we can talk all the stupidness about Mario."
Bro. Next movie, I would say next movie we got Transformers Beast Wars, bro.
When does that come out?
Oh yeah. Let me look that up. Am I still streaming?
Yeah, you're still streaming.
Let's see if I just type in Beast Wars with it. Yeah, there you go. I think it's called Beast Wars Transformers. That's what. Or wait a minute, is this the movie?
No, that's the show.
Oh wow, that's the show. Okay, well let me put
Beast Wars movie 2023, and it comes out on June 9th. So that's definitely not the next movie.
June 9th. Oh yeah, that's not the next movie. But yeah, this is a pretty good one. It looks interesting, at least.
Well, I mean, I would say it's gonna fall in the same category as like all the other movies where it's like a gimmick or it's not really anything deep. Like, look, Michael Bay movies are not known for being deep. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's mainly for the gimmick.
Are you
Like,
saying Revenge of the Fallen isn't a classic? How could you? Just because the
That's
writers
right.
are on strike doesn't mean that it's possibly one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life.
I didn't realize.
Well, it's funny. That's probably the best one. Oh no, my bad. No, it was Dark of the Moon. I think.
Revenge of the Fallen is the best one.
Yeah, it was Dark of the Moon.
I mean, the Revenge of the Fallen, my man Optimus literally one shots the entire plot device. I ain't ever seen that before.
What was the one? What was the one where he had the dinosaurs?
That was
Fallen
Kingdom, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, not fault. My bad. I'm thinking Jurassic Park.
I was thinking Age of, like, I forgot what I just said. Dang.
I like that one though. That
Fallen Kingdom, something like that. No,
it was
I like most of them. All of them, not just most of them, but I thought that one was.
No, it was The Last Night, I think. Right?
Yeah. Yep. The Last Night. Yep. You're right. It was that. Yep.
But really, truly,
referencing the night. But go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, really and truly, you just dare to see the Transformers transform and just fight.
Bro,
I mean,
I'm
honestly,
so surprised that people in the Transformers world are surprised that there's Transformers in their world. Like, at this point, if I hop into a car and it didn't start talking to me, I would be like, "God dang it, man! I got the worst used car ever."
Yeah.
Right.
Do we want to see the trailer, or should we keep pushing?
We should probably just keep. Let's save it for the next one.
I would say
it comes out in June, right?
Yeah, it comes out in June. No point of us talking about it right now. Let's get into the video game topics.
Yeah,
if you want, sure.
We've been here for how long? Like almost an hour and like almost 30
hour
minutes.
and a half now.
Crazy.
We got a lot to say,
Yeah, let's just like everybody on this E3 topic.
E3 is dead, boy. I'm never going to go to an E3 in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say as a kid, I always wanted to go to one, especially because like
I ain't ever had no money, so this is another punishment for being broke. I ain't ever going to see an E3.
Broke, never rich. No, it's like
next up is Comic-Con. If that boy dies on me before I can make it to San Diego and have the real experience of seeing human poop on the sidewalk,
that's crazy.
Man.
That's crazy. What you mean? You can see that here in Michigan. No, I'm playing. But so E3 this year is being canceled for like the 5th time in a row since COVID.
But this time it's like it's not just because of COVID, it's because ain't nobody want to show up.
Yeah,
it's the worst type of close.
Yeah. So essentially what's going on is that they're closing because they are basically not pulling in the numbers they need to pull in to make it feasible to even have something going on this year, with the major partners pulling out, like Xbox, so Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, some of the indie groups are also pulling out.
Honestly speaking, you could end the sentence at Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox right there, and you already know that if you're having a gaming expo that's supposed to encompass most games, if you lose the big three, then like what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. On top of that, I'm guessing the big three essentially, those companies also found that they gain more attraction anyways by just having their own press conference at their own leisure, whatever time they want to, anyways, versus having to try to pull up something for this E3. But it's just it's something that we're gonna miss because E3 is probably never gonna happen again, if I'm being honest with you. And it's just something that as a kid, my group of friends, family stuff, we used to huddle around the YouTube on the TV and try to watch E3, like what the big three got to say, what's coming out, what's going to happen. It used to be like, what can I compare this to? What's like a big thing? Not like the Super Bowl. It's like the Super Bowl, but
I would say it's more like the it's more like a fighting game tournament, like a big tournament, like Evo.
Yeah, Evolution. For people who don't know, Look it up. No, it's playing. But yeah, so like Evo or like I'm trying to think of something else where it's like a convention that's like really
or
big.
like a Comic Con type of thing.
Yeah,
or,
San Diego. Yeah.
Or what else?
Oh, I know there's WonderCon too.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think besides Evo and like a big sporting event. Or
I'm trying to think of like I guess it don't really matter. Either way,
yeah.
E3 is being canceled. What were we all thinking? What was your
To
memories of
the
E3?
person that made it this far, it doesn't matter. Thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. You clearly like this.
Right. You make it sound like we in the video. Nah.
he made it this far, so I mean, like we gotta throw in the plugs.
Or she. But yeah, so it's being canceled. Everybody's talking about it.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, no, that's me personally, I think it's very unfortunate. I mean, I remember, growing up, just kind of keeping up with E3 and the news and what was coming out. Oh, and then all the game trailers, bro. Like I remember, bro, I don't know if y'all remember, but like when God of War got announced, bro, the reveal was so crazy.
Oh yeah,
but
man, it's like the whole.
Was that at E3?
Yeah,
or was that at Sony? The Sony press conference that they had separate.
Dang, bro, that we don't even know. That's the worst part about it.
I thought it was. No,
yeah, E3, yeah.
Yeah.
But, if you think about it too, like we're kind of at that point where if you bring Twitter down like Steve in Minecraft during like during the Nintendo Direct, like you don't need E3. You literally like Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox all prove you do not need E3 anymore. You don't need these big events. Because like when Steve was announced for Smash Bros, literally Twitter, the whole site was down. The eShop was down. Everything like Nintendo's eShop was down. Like so many things were just down for the Nintendo's Direct, and they had the entire spotlight for that day. And I don't even remember if they announced it for like a week before, but it's just the fact that they can control the time, they can control the money. They don't have to worry about competing like, oh, who won E3 this year? We don't need to worry about who won E3. It's going to just be like, what was the best thing about my press conference? Or like, was this press conference worth it? You're like, it's you now. And E3 dying is just a good reflection on just how times are changing, and we do not need that. We like it's cheaper, faster, more efficient. You can show things whenever you want to. You can have multiple events a year, like what Nintendo's doing. You have events for a single game. Like you don't need to have an entire event for just all this stuff. Then you can just show off your game. You don't have to be screwed over like Anthem, where you show off the game and then you tell the developers this is the game we're making. You don't have to do that. If you don't have anything to show, you just be like, we're pushing this one back indefinitely, and we're going to see you. It's so many good things to come out of just not having E3 on the company side and on our side. So it's not really, it's going to be missed. By the end of the day, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I agree. Most definitely, it's not necessary, but it's like one of the things in the past where we all used to do it. And it used to be such a big thing, but it's not really needed anymore because like you were saying, everything you said, it's easier for a company to just be like, oh, we can just host it at whenever we want to, and we can host whatever we want to at whatever time, and it doesn't matter because it's
Nintendo still ain't showing Metroid Prime 4, and that's half the reason why people even show up to Nintendo Directs anymore. Metroid Prime 4. Legend of Zelda is just like there's no point. I'm waiting for Metroid Prime 4. I would be one of the people on Twitter talking about Metroid Prime 4.
Right, this person right here, Dead Event, that forgot his roots. Like I don't think they forgot their roots. I just think the roots pulled out. They're not saying
when you pull the roots out of the tree, it's going to die.
Yeah, I don't think they just sat there and was like, oh, we forgot our roots. Yeah, this person end of an era, and that's what I really wanted to hit home is that E3 just reminds me of a certain type of era that we used to live in, and now we're moving on to something else. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. It just reminds me of like the era of when like gaming was a certain way versus another. And that can even lead into our next topic.
Before we change to the next topic, though, I
Yeah.
heard the Summer Games Fest actually has like Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony there, which is hilarious. So I guess we're just under new management type of thing, but like, who knows? It might be different. I don't know the difference. I don't know much research, but I do know the Summer Games Fest does have like a couple of big names there. Just E3 just got shafted.
Yeah, I don't know what. Maybe E3 did something to where everybody
I
started.
know it's the one of the biggest components is the amount of like the prices for to like hold anything at E3. Like they were charging so much that it was the primary factor that like started them even having their own events.
Oh, okay.
Where it's just like but you know, I don't know the exact numbers. I've never been to a E3 before. I just heard from it's like this is a secondhand account of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just
Oh,
remember
man, like-
seeing. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say real quick. I agree with you. That really is an end of an era because, man, it's like so many memories. I remember I used to watch this YouTuber named Dashy XP. His name is Dashy XP, and like he used to go to like E3 and like seeing his reaction to all the new games and like all the new pieces of technology and stuff like that. Like I mean, I think this is during the time that the Oculus Rift and virtual reality was kind of like coming out too. So he got to test out all of those technologies, and seeing his reaction was just so cool. Like all the cosplays, all the just the overall atmosphere was just great for like gamers.
Yeah, I agree. It's just the atmosphere. I just like to know, like I'm watching, even though I've never been there. It's like the atmosphere seemed like it was always cool to see. Like it's an atmosphere just all about gaming. Like it's like a convention that's all about gaming. It's like if you went to Comic-Con or if you went to like an anime convention or something, it's all about that one thing that you can go nerd out at. And that's why I always wanted to go to one, because it's like, oh, I like gaming a lot and I want to go to one, like an anime convention or like a comic convention, so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anything else?
I'm ready to go on to the next topic.
Okay. So my segue again, the state of gaming. This is what we all here for, other than E3 being canceled. I mean, most people predicted it was going to be canceled anyways because they figured that everybody was going to pull out. So what are you going to show at E3? Nothing. So might as well cancel. But Multiverse. See, and this time I got all the information pulled out, so that I don't have to keep flipping through stuff. But Multiverse is going ahead and not canceling, but they're going to stop the online portion of their game from being played, and you can only play it offline. Basically, they were saying that their game, thank you for playing the beta, essentially. We're going to close the game, and we're going to come back a year from now with the actual game. F you. We took your money.
Basically, yeah. But, man, look. And look, I'm gonna say this. Look, we gotta have some background gameplay of multiverses because man, we gotta pour one out for this game. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't spend so much time getting good at this game just so I could beat some people up. And it's like, man.
Look at this fool. Look at this. I don't want to watch that.
It's when you release a game with the single game mode, with games as a service, Multiverses is a great example of how not to have a game as a service type of game. Like, you can say what you want, like games like Monster Hunter World, where you just say that it's only one game mode, it's only this. Well, the thing about Monster Hunter World is there's different weapons. You can bring different weapons to different fights. If you add one new like monster to the game, it adds so many dimensions. You add a new map, all this stuff. In Multiverses, you add a character like Marvin the Martian, like for me, and I just go, oh, I don't like Marvin the Martian. I'm just gonna go back playing Superman, like what I did for my previous 50 hours. So it's just like this game needs more than just a a multiplayer aspect. You need to, or like the laziest arcade ever. You need to have more than just one game mode. You need to have stuff that appeals to filthy casuals. You need to have stuff that free stuff that people can actually have a goal to achieve. Like, say what you want about Call of Duty. Like, you can spend forever prestige. You can spend forever getting diamond skins on your guns. Like, and Multiverse is sorely lacking in terms of just content for you to do for like moment to moment gameplay. It lacks content if you want to be a single player character, like don't want to do like multiplayer games. It lacks characters. It lacks like, I mean, like it has 20 characters and stuff. Yeah. But you need to be releasing characters every month, every other month. Type of thing.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think it was lacking characters. Only because
it could have had way more though.
It needs to have a lot of characters. You need to have characters that are easy to play. You need to have characters that are like, they had a lot of technical characters, but they didn't have a lot of characters where you can just pick up and play, like, or like characters that translated well into other characters. Like these characters were so specialized that if you picked up one character and you hop to another character, it's like relearning the game almost.
Well, I think that's a good thing though. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I mean, it's a good thing to an extent, but like if every new character that you come out with is a technical character, how like
I wouldn't use the word technical character.
Okay, we have Morty who's one of the most technical characters in the game. We have Rick, who is also not an easy character to just pick up and play. Like he has stuff.
I don't think Morty is the most technical character. I think Rain Dog
is one of the most technical.
Okay,
characters.
I was going to say Rain Dog is the most technical character. I wouldn't even say that. I don't know.
And then
there's a lot of
who
technical
else
characters.
Came out. LeBron James, super technical. Iron Giant. Iron Giant is easy to play, but like learning how to survive as him, that's the real technical. So like most of the characters that come out weren't easy characters. Like you just can't.
Well, I might have to push back a little because I will say this. I think the game was kind of easy to learn, hard to master. Because I mean, in terms of technicality, really what we're saying is they just have a lot of permutations and combinations to their moveset. Like I'll give you an example, like Arya.
Cooldowns, debuffs, buffs. Like you have to whip out.
Okay, that is pretty technical.
For like freaking Rick, you have to whip out a book for him. Okay, Mr. Meeseeks blocks projectiles. I can charge up this, but this is on cooldown. I can do this, and I become bigger, and my teams become bigger. They become a rain dog. I can shoot out this missile, but it goes on cooldown. I can do this portal cooldown. It's like, okay, I need to manage all these cooldowns for Rick, but I just hopped on the game to play Rick. You know what I'm saying? It's like every.
Well, character... I mean, but you could technically argue that's a good thing because you do want more options in your characters.
But I'm saying for the filthy casual, you can say what you want about any game, but you need to have stuff for the filthy casuals too. Like you just can't. You don't want to have only like the people who show up to tournaments playing your games, because the people who show up to tournaments playing the games aren't the people paying your bills.
Okay. If we being real, anybody can pick up Rick and play Rick. I
know what he's saying. Like, let's be fair. They did put a disclaimer and they said expert on top of that character name and the character select screen. That, and also another thing too, like I would say in terms of the easy characters, you mean probably the assassins and mainly the bruisers, honestly. Like all the mage characters are really technical, and the defense characters, honestly, I would say they were easy to play. So really, the bruisers and the defense characters, maybe. Yeah, really, the support, the mages, and the assassins were probably the more technical ones.
Yeah, because I was about to say all the characters that most people will play were bruisers or assassins, which are easy to play. I mean, all you do is really mash buttons and pray. But like, if you want to play a technical character, the only one I could think that was popular, that would be a technical character that falls into a mage tank support class role would be like Rick. Other than that, I mean, you had like
Spike was a really technical. I mean, Spike is a relatively easy character to play.
He's
I
an
would say
assassin.
Spike is probably like one of the easier characters in the game, where he's like top tier and easy, and that's like the only character I can think of out of the characters they release that were just like very easy pick up and play type of characters.
I mean,
Like
but even
everyone else outside of the starting roster, they're pretty like technical.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that's a good thing though. I mean, it helps the longevity of the game if you have characters that's very technical, and it's like there's always a new way to figure something out with that character. If you really want to put the time to like that character, that's what helps fighting games stay alive, essentially.
Yeah, but you also need stuff too for the filthy casual, for the people who will pick up the game once a week and don't want to learn all the cooldowns and all this stuff. Like, you need to have a good balance of it. That's something that like Smash Bros really, like, other platform fighters do a good job with. Like Smash Bros, you pick up like one character, most of their skills transfer well to another, or like except for the weird ones like Bayonetta. In Nick Brawl, like the buttons that you press in Nick Brawl are pretty consistent all around. Like, you pick up SpongeBob and you pretty much have all the characters' skills down. It's just like the differences and like the combos are a little bit different, but you can pretty much pick up most characters in the game. And Multiverses, if I put Velma in my hands, I'm not going to do good with her for the first 10, 15 games. If I put Bugs Bunny in my hand, I'm not going to do good with them. Like, I'm just going to look at them. Like, I know for a fact that I can only play around 4 characters in Multiverses competently, and the rest of them I need to go into the practice room for.
I'll say this on that. That's one of the reasons why I don't like playing Smash that much, and why I think Multiverse was a good replacement for that. Not only because it was also on PlayStation and not Nintendo, because my gosh, playing on Nintendo and all the bugs and stuff. I mean, it was bugs in this game too, but I don't know. I just felt like
Bugs Bunny, huh?
Wow. That was a good one. But comparing it to other like platformers, like, so I'm thinking like games that's very technical. Let's go with that. Brawlhalla is a good
Really?
I will say, yeah. I mean, think
Brawlhalla is a very technical game. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Not.
I mean, like, you can say whatever.
It's a different stuff. Literally, it's more fast paced and like floaty. I wouldn't say it's more technical.
Let me explain. I'll say this. The reason why it's technical is because you have each weapon do not play the same at all. Like, you, and then on top of that,
but most characters play the same.
Exactly.
That's because they're tied to a weapon. But realistically, the weapons and the specials don't play the same. So let's say this: you have the sword. You're not going to easily just pick up the claws, or you're not going to easily pick up the spear, or you're not going to easily pick up javelin. You know, you're not going to easily pick up the other weapons because the sword don't play like any of those weapons. So but
I argue when you pick it up. I was about to say like with the sword, like, I mean, but multiple characters have swords.
One of the best aspects of Brawlhalla is that if you master the sword with one character, not only is like the bread and butter combos consistent, but like the small differences like in their smash attacks too, that really tailor you towards specific characters. Where that if you want to get like the same flavor of sword, but like a different outcome,
different reach
characters. If you like, okay, this character has a sword, but like I want to also have a battle lance. What character has a sword and a battle lance type of thing? Where you can tailor your character to your gameplay style, and Multiverses is not really like
before we all try to talk about Multiverse. Let me finish what I was trying to say.
Okay.
y'all jumped in and cut me off. No, it's fine. But so yeah, that's what I was saying. Brawlhalla, there's a lot of flavor that you add into it. It's a very technical game because you have 2 weapons. You can't just play with one weapon and think that's going to be, because eventually someone's going to knock you out of that weapon, and you're going to have to use whatever that second weapon is. So you do have to learn at least 2 weapons, and then you have to find a character that represents those 2 weapons perfectly well with the moveset that you want. So that game can get very technical. And then not only that, you got to think about the hitboxes and different stuff of your weapons and stuff, because the hitboxes are a little wonky in that game. Won't lie to you.
Well, to be fair, you wait. Well, we could argue that with any game, honestly. Even
Oh no, Multiverses is
No.
literally hitbox wonky the capital.
I would say Multiverse's hitboxes were way better than Brawlhalla's.
Nah. In Brawlhalla, you can kind of see where you're.
This is opinion based, so we're not gonna go too much on this.
I say Brawlhalla has a lot of weird hitboxes. However, the hitboxes are pretty consistent compared to Multiverse.
I don't know where y'all getting this from because I feel like in Multiverses, the hitboxes are pretty consistent. I've never been like, oh, this hit did this. What's going like? For instance, like in Smash, you would do something, and then the hitbox for something would be very weird, or you'll do an opposite direction of knockback, even though it always hit this way, but it hits that way. In Multiverse, I never felt like that. Like what I did made sense, is what I'm saying. Versus like in Brawlhalla, sometimes you be in the middle of somebody's body and you can't hit them. And you be like, or sometimes you be just out of the range, but you be like, why can't I not hit him with this move that looks like it should hit him? I never felt like that in Multiverse, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I felt like that all the time in Multiverse. I haven't.
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah,
Black Adam. It's just I think also the characters you play have good frame data. The characters you have really good frame data, and the characters I played, their hitboxes like Superman, Black Adam, LeBron James,
even Superman. I mean, when I play Superman, I don't feel like any of his hitboxes didn't make sense.
Dude, I have video evidence on my channel of me throwing whole attacks and it's just getting scuffed.
Shameless plug.
And it's just like, it's just also another big issue I have with Multiverses, where Multiverses has a lot of issues. And one of my biggest issues is just for me as a big reason why I put the game down is the defensive. There's no shielding, and on top of that, there's no clash mechanic.
Before we get into other issues, because I want to finish this point, because I got something to say about that as well. Okay. I don't think Multiverses had that many issues. The only major issue that really had was that the netcode was trash, just like Smash. It was lagging everywhere.
Yeah, it was abysmal. Yeah,
it was abysmal. You could. I didn't have no issues with hitboxes per se. Some people, I guess, did. I mean,
truly, the trouble with I would say the trouble with the hitboxes mainly came from the bad netcode. Like you can even argue that with Brawlhalla too.
Yeah, well,
Brawlhalla's netcode is pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's better than Multiverses. Let's just say that.
I'll say Brawlhalla is better than most of these platformers. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Brawlhalla is the best. If you want to have a good connection, go to Brawlhalla. Like if you 100% want to do a platform fighter with an amazing connection and actually have people who play the game, Brawlhalla.
Oh, but another game I was gonna compare is Rivals of Ether. Ether. Yeah, that game is a very technical game where each character is completely different, but in same way like Multiverse. But that game has a fan base. It works, longevity, because there's always something new to learn with each character. Each character is so different that you can't just pick up one character and be like, "Oh snap, this is related to this character." No, they're all different, all of them. So that's another game.
I'm not familiar with Rivals of Ether, but that brings up another good point about Multiverses too that I'm going to bring up in the future.
But yeah, I think that's a game similar to Multiverse where every character is very different, but it works, and I think that's a good thing. I don't see it as a problem when a game has a lot of like a bunch of characters that are completely different from each other, and you have to pick up and learn each character. I feel like that also helps with the longevity of a game. When you have to learn a whole character, and if you want to learn another character, you have to learn that character too.
Well, I was about to say, I think a good comparison to kind of like connect the bridge between you guys' points is Multiverses kind of fits in that niche the same way Skullgirls, the fighting game, kind of does. Where Skull Games is probably one of the most technical games I've ever played, other than Marvel vs. Capcom. Bro, the amount of moves and amount of button motions that you have to do in that game just to do consistent combos. It's like sometimes it can be overly complicated for no reason. That and another thing too is like every character, even though it's a small roster, they have like so in-depth move sets. And I think it's Multiverses will kind of fit in that niche where it's like Skullgirls really did die for a second as a fighting game, but I think partly it was because of Sonic Fox and other like big fighting game players. Like I guess they loved the game so much and they used to play it competitively in tournaments. They kind of kept the game alive, and like eventually the hype for the game kind of came back. So
I think
honestly,
it was always there.
I have a counter argument to this. So a great example.
Wait, let him finish. Though. I don't think he finished.
Sorry, I thought he would finish.
Oh well honestly, that was pretty much I was just gonna say it's probably gonna fit in like a niche where like because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I will stop playing Multiverses. There's another fighting game I used to play called Power Rangers Battle for Grid, and like
great game,
bro. That game, bro. Like, what's crazy about that game is the fighting system is so clean. It's like it's almost perfect. Like it's like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but like you actually have more time. Like you can do your moves fast paced, or you can do a slow pace. Like you can combo your moves slower or faster, and it's like, bro, this is like almost perfect. It's like that game was so clean in terms of the fighting system that I could actually do 0 to death combos with most characters. That's how
almost every character had a 0 death in that game. But my counter argument for having a bunch of characters that are hugely diverse is Dragon Ball Fighters, where you have this IP that has such a wide range of players who would enjoy it. We have the technical fighters, you have the people who never touched a fighting game before. We got the Xenoverse players who can't do a motion in their entire lives. And you have all these different types of characters. So how do you implement a game where not only the filthy casual can play, the highly technical people can play too? In Dragon Ball Fighters, even though it had a lot of issues at start and like a lot of things that you couldn't do back then that you can't do anymore, just in terms of bridging that gap between the technical people and the less technical people, where like the less technical people like me, first time playing a game like this, I can do like the bread and butter so-called Saiyan combo super easily, and I can get damage that is comparable to someone who is highly technical. Like even now to this day, like with the re-jumps and all these like different combo routes, specific combo routes for every character that you can do. If you don't want to do those highly specific combo routes, you can still compete. You can still You can still play most characters in the game and not have to learn super technical combos for them. And the game is insanely successful to the point where they're still releasing like characters out. They're going to another balance patch, and the game is like 6 years old, and they're adding rollback netcode. Just that's how successful this game is. And it also has the other checkoff boxes where you have a single player mode, the arena modes. You can do like 3v3 people games, and it's just like the game isn't perfect, but there's just more to do than in Multiverses, and is even though their IPs are comparable, whereas like, oh, you have Dragon Ball license, oh, you have all of these licenses, and yet I have a great example of a game that's simple and still thriving to this day, and then Multiverses, which is out for less than a year, and people dropped off the face of the earth. And I know Dragon Ball Fighters is like a different type of game.
But see, I don't think it's because people dropped off because the game sucked. I think people dropped off because the net code sucked, and you could barely play an online match without a bunch of
Dragon Ball Fighters net code is trash. It's literal.
It's better than Multiverse.
Oh yeah, it's way better than Multiverse. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take your. I don't know about that one. It's
I would say there's plenty of times they actually improved it.
Yeah, they improve it too. Multiverse was like the online was increasingly getting worse and laggier.
I think they were probably just flicking off some switches type of thing, like, oh no, less people are playing it type of thing.
Yeah.
But no, I do agree with you like 1,000% though. Like, bruh, like in terms of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, that is probably one of like the industry standard when it comes to like easy to play, hard to master, and like bridging the gap, as he was kind of saying. Like, if I were to ever make a fighting game, it would be based on Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Like that would be my base for any fighting game in terms of that kind of model.
I get
Yeah.
you. But again, this is a Smash game, and all you gotta do in this game is press square. So I don't know why we talking about this game's hard.
Well, I can talk about other issues I have with multiverses. So my two issues at the same time, because they're both kind of the same thing, is the defensive options, which are pretty much dodging, and that's it. And
Okay, but here's
the
the
fact
thing
that
to that. Here's the thing. To that.
I'm just saying, I'm combining this one together too with the no clashing thing. So as a result, characters like Finn, who has a bunch of quick, long range moves or moves with a lot of high priority, will 100% trump moves that are stronger, fully charged, and just like I would say supposed to beat out just these fast, quick, small moves. That so as a result, the game becomes a festival of pressing your fastest buttons with the best priority that wins 9 times out of 10 compared to moves that are thought out and charged up. Like Smash, I don't gotta worry about that because when I do an up smash and someone throws out their neutral air, I'm going to pop them in the face and they're going to die. But
I will agree.
Finn, Shaggy, anyone with a massive disjoint, anyone with a rapid fire move,
I wouldn't say that though. There's certain moves that outbeat moves. I don't know.
Well, no, I kind of see what he means because actually that was the big disconnect for me when I was playing like kind of like Brawlhalla versus Multiverses was like kind of like how like as you said the priority where it's like there will be times I will literally position myself on the stage just so I can hit the person because I know where they're going to go. But what it is somehow they just hit me with a faster move because my move just didn't come out fast enough. Yeah. But I was literally premeditating me hitting them at a certain position and somehow they just beat me.
I literally have like the reason why I like Superman is because of the armor, the one hit of armor, because like so many moves will just completely beat yours, even if like your move comes out first and your hitbox is there. The fact that someone like Finn can just reach across your hitbox and hit you, cancel your entire thing, and then now you're stuck in the combo. Now you're spiked because you did your up move crazy, and he hit your hand. I love Finn, but Finn is just a great example of someone with ridiculous hitboxes.
Yeah, I agree. I hate Finn. I ain't gonna lie. I hate Finn. They nerfed him quite a bit, but he's still. I don't know what they did with Finn in the first place, but yeah, he's a little.
They made his up special. His up special was like Solid Snake's up tilt back in the day, where it's just like it was egregious. It literally hit 360 all around him, and on top of that, it kills you super. It killed super early too. So they nerfed the hitbox and the knockback on it. Yeah, but Finn's still a great character.
Yeah, then they add the coins too.
Yeah, and then he also loses a coin on whiff too, which really hurts the move.
Yeah, yep. And I was about to say, just to speak on the point, I think you said about the okay, so you tied in
the defense and the matching.
So the defense, the defense is basically what every other Smash game does, other than Smash, where there's no shield. You only have to dodge essentially. So going into Multiverse, this is nothing new. Like if you play Brawlhalla, you don't have a dodge button. You don't have a shield button. If you play Rivals, you don't have a shield button. If you play any other Smash game, you don't have a shield. Smash is the only game where you have a shield button.
Nick Ball has the shield. The shield is much more. The shield is weird in that game, and it's far more punishing when you mess up.
I agree, but it's just like coming from all the other Smash like clones that don't have because most of them adopted the no shield, just dodge, and you could use it as a run and stuff like that too, as an option versus the shielding, and which I think is a better version than shielding because games they end quicker and they move smoother because I don't know. I feel like the shield is like a disruption in Smash.
I do agree with that. It's definitely the shield definitely slows down the pace of the game. Yeah, and it does cause more mind games and stuff. However, especially in a game with Smash, that without shielding, mashing would 1000% be king. And like even like now, mashing is really good in Smash Bros. But like especially in multiverses, you can see the effect of not having a good defensive option where you can just shield and just be plus naturally plus off of like them throwing off completely stupid moves. And
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know, it's dependent because I feel like so like for instance, even in the other games where there's no shield, there's good options to counter different things to where it doesn't promote smashing, in a sense, like button mashing, for instance. And that's the one thing I hate about Smash too is that even with the shield, people still will smash. Let's smash. Wow, I don't know
the
why.
shield's not perfect. The shield is not perfect in the game. I agree. The shield is the blocking mechanic in Smash Bros is not perfect.
Someone can stun lock you, and because you're shielding in Smash if they really wanted to by button mashing. So like,
or characters like Ryu and Ken, if they catch you shielding at the right place, they can but you need to be a really good Ryu and Ken to do this. But
I agree, but like I don't know. I just feel like the shielding option in general is just like I like it better that you don't shield. It makes the game smoother and easier to play and easier to do things when you don't have to worry about someone shielding at the same time. Because like you could be like, oh, I'm about to hit them with this or hit them with that, and then they shield. And it's like, oh, bro, okay, well.
Yeah, but but the thing about the shield too is like since that option's always there, you don't want to be throwing out your unsafe options. While a cat like a great example is Finn again, where he can just infinitely throw down airs, and if you get hit by it, you're in a true combo. It's like, on a game like Smash, that down air would not have any block stun, so I could instantly punish you doing stupidness like that. So it's like it's the give and take type of relationship with the shield. Where like in multiverses, there's no clashing. Even in Nick Brawl, there's clashing in Nick Brawl.
I thought there was clashing in multiverse, but I guess not.
No, there's not. There's no form of. It's whoever's hitbox is better at that moment. Even if you throw out the exact same move with the exact same character, there's no rhyme or reason on who wins. So like if you throw out a move at the same time as your opponent, there's no telling who's going to win. Like at any given point in time, the game pretty much coin flips every time. So if like for me at Superman, since my buttons are slow and big, if I throw out a move that's slow and big with my hurt box being extended, and someone like Shaggy can just punch my hand and I get spiked and I'm dead.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lot of those weird situations occurs because of weirdness like that. Or another good example, the projectiles in multiverses, where it's like since there's no shielding and there's no way to like properly handle projectiles besides reflections or just straight up dodging them or just having a bigger, better projectile characters kind of have like a real massive advantage. So like balancing out the projectile characters is definitely always going to be a huge issue because like a character without projectiles is throttled unless they have like a teleport or something ridiculous to get past it. And
yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that a little bit.
A big reason why Spike is a top tier character is if he hits you with a specific move, he just shoots you in the face immediately afterwards. You're dead. Or like
that's a little annoying.
The projectiles from like Rick and Morty, like you get caught by them and you just like you weren't quick enough on the draw and your dodge, or like it's just like a weird projectile, you weren't ready for it to hit you, you're dead. And it's just like there's no really good way of handling projectiles. Like in Nick Brawl, every character had a reflector. Like every character had a move that destroys projectiles. And then in this game, I have LeBron James, and his whole gimmick is his basketball, and it has the lowest priority projectile in the game. Mori shooting his laser that does 0.1% damage can destroy LeBron James' whole gimmick. Just by him pressing a singular button, I throw out my own a thing with like a 20-second cooldown.
Shouldn't be playing LeBron James then. You should be playing Batman.
I mean, exactly. It's like I'm not playing LeBron. You're playing anybody with a projectile. LeBron James is a dead character. It's like projectiles are so weird and inconsistent in the game. So like now I know LeBron James worthless. Now I know Superman hitboxes are too wonky. I need a character with a good
hitboxes are not
projectile.
wonky, but I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's like it's just, you know, it's a laundry list. And I've gotten a platinum trophy in the game. I sunk in like 50, 60 hours in the game. So like I had enough time to get beat down, beat some people down, and a long time to reflect over this last year of the game to be out, to know why. I'm just like, I'm good. Like it's I don't play Smash Bros like how I used to, but like I know that I'm more likely to turn on my Switch, turn on Smash Bros and get throttled by somebody doing something weird than me getting hit by a stupid down air that shouldn't have hit me because I threw on my hitbox to try to hit him and he just pressed a button.
Well,
that was bigger.
I guess technically to counter that, you could have just dodged it and countered it. I don't know.
You know, the end lag in multiverses is non-existent for most moves.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You gotta already be throwing out your hitbox in the middle of them attacking.
Yeah, that's the thing about multiverses, that you gotta. That's the thing I learned too, is that you have to throw out your move like prematurely. Like you gotta really, you can't think about throwing it out. You have to throw it out. Like you have to commit to it.
You have to do some mad reads, and like characters like Superman with slow hitboxes is hard, bro. It's like Batman is, as I used to say in my videos too, Batman's a hard con of Superman, not because like Batman is just the top 10 best characters in the game. It's just that his hitboxes are consistent, his hitboxes are quick, his hitboxes are strong. Like he will punish you, he will combo you, and his hitboxes are massive. Selective hitboxes are massive, and they come out quick. Superman can't deal with that. He doesn't have quick buttons with big hitboxes. He either got small hitboxes that are quick, or you got big hitboxes that are slow. And characters like Batman, just eat him for breakfast.
Yeah, I agree. This go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe I should make my own video about it, just going over my gripes with multiverses, because I feel like I just have a lot of stuff to say about it.
Yeah, I see. No, I was playing.
Yeah. For me, it was like a love-hate relationship too. Like I would say it was really a hate relationship, man. When I was trying to get better at the game, but it's like when I finally did get good at the game, or at least found my skill level, because usually my skill level in any fighting game usually tapers around like 50-50. But well, like in terms of like win rate. But yeah, no. When I finally got good at the game, it's like now the game's shutting down. It's like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say
re-releasing to get back the 250,000 people who played. That's not. Yeah. We haven't even talked about the monetization or the battle pass.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we kind of got off traffic about talking about how the game runs and how it compares to others and stuff. But I was about to say, just real quick, news wise, I'm glad that the button on the mouse did not make it go back. So, so essentially the update that they made today, so you'll be able to play online until June 25th. So that's actually pretty decent amount of time to play online until, but then once June 25th hits, it's gonna basically be offline only until they're ready to re-release it back. I mean, in 2024. People are complaining about it, but at the same time, some people are okay with it being offline. I'm okay with it being offline. At least you can still play the game. Play the game until it actually comes out. It's supposed to be free to play when it comes back out too, and all your stuff's supposed to carry over. So that's another good thing about it too. It's not like how, if anybody really knows this, but it's not like how Let It Die Deathverse, or Deathverse Let It Die. I said that backwards. How they're also essentially doing the same thing, where they're shutting down the game at a certain point towards the end of this year. And then next year sometime they're going to bring the game back out again, but that's also free to play the game, so no one's really worried about that. But that's another game where it was really fun to play it. It was just that they had some server things to fix, just like Multiverse. They have online related problems that they have to fix. But, and as I saw a couple videos explain like on the technical side of things. The reason for this is that they didn't expect so many people to come and play the game at once. So, and it's hard to update the game while there's a lot of people constantly playing the game. Even though it seems like the player base was being reduced over the time span of this multiverse. And that's probably because of the problem with net code and the lag on online. You barely can play an online match without there being some sort of lag or delay, and stuff like that. So, and I think that's what killed the player base to begin with. Is basically just online essentially. Because I don't think most people really care about the other game modes. Like they wanted them to be there, of course. Like it took too long for rank to get into the game, and even then the rank was a little wonky itself. On top of that, but it's just like the things we were asking for, they were taking too long to put into the game, and I think it's because how many people was playing the game, and they just have a small team. They couldn't update everything probably, but at the same time, that shouldn't be on us. They should never release the game if they needed more time to do what they had to do, instead of being like release the game, get the money that they can get, and be like beta slap. This is a beta, guys. Yeah, psych. The game come out next year. Shut the game off.
I do have to say is even though they say like, oh no, we weren't ready for the amount of players, which I have to say 250,000 players on Steam is definitely a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The game Steam numbers were down in like I think it was to 1,000. Like the game like lost on PC, like that's over 99%. That's like 99.5% of the players lost. And it's just for games out of the service, that's unmanageable. That's like having a few hundred people. Like that means you need to have almost all those people buy skins constantly, like fund the entire thing, which is not realistic. Only like 1 or 2% of the players actually spend that type of money. So that means that it's just unprofitable. It just makes sense to close it down, even on like a business standpoint, just to bring those players back. And it's a shame that it has to close. They're closing down their servers. I wish they just did more with the game. Like even in my like trophy review that was going to come out of the game, I'm just going to talk about how there should be more for people to more things than just a battle pass to go off for progression. Like people need more than a battle pass to keep them playing a game. Like they need more.
Yeah, they need good content. Yeah.
We need like.
And I feel like what they was releasing content wise was pretty good. It wasn't enough of it. Like.
Yeah, they were just releasing characters, and like releasing characters good, but if your only thing you can do with that character is play one singular game mode and do one singular thing with it, that's not, or like you can play ranked singles, ranked doubles. That's pretty much it. And like if that's all you can do with that character, sure, at the end of the day, like people are going to hop on for a few hours, then they're probably just going to call it a wrap.
Yeah,
like people like me, I'm going for trophies and stuff. I love the collectibles. I love skins. But if I gotta drop $20 a skin per character, and there's 20 characters in the game, that's for a singular skin, then like I'm not going to go for skins. So that what else I have to play for? Just essentially to get better and to have fun. And like when I'm done, feel like I'm good for the day in terms of the stuff I'm going to learn. And if I'm good for having fun, I'm good. It's that I had my enjoyment. I played for 2 hours, like was it once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. Then eventually I'm just going like, oh yeah, multiverses exist, especially since they haven't released a character I cared about. Like they released Marvin Martian, Spike, the Gremlin. I don't even know his name. Okay, the original Gremlin.
Honestly though, my bad, Dr. Vash.
Sorry, I'm just saying, just but, for me personally, I'm looking for Neo, Ben 10, and stuff, and those characters didn't resonate with me. So, cool. So like, I just didn't hop on when those characters released, and I just haven't hopped on since.
But if we speaking honestly though, I mean, just because you don't like the character, they did release with characters that people liked. Like people were excited when Gizmo came out. People were really excited when Rick and Morty came out.
I mean, at first I was like, that's using your license correctly, getting all these weird things. But Gizmo and Spike, that's kind of pushing it.
That's not pushing it. I mean, that's like Smash. Like, what do you mean? Like Smash have a villain and a hero that's in the game.
I mean, yeah, a villain and a hero, but like
Mario, Bowser, Peach. When they release all the fire emblem,
that's like
heroes.
releasing Ben 10 and Vilgax. Like Vilgax is
why would
good.
they not?
I would actually be cool with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool, but like compared to all the different other IPs you have, wasting a slot on Vilgax, come on! I want to see some craziness like the Powerpuff Girls.
I actually,
Brawlhalla put Vilgax into their game. I would love to see Vilgax actually play an actual thing and like what.
Well, 2 points. So I will say with Brawlhalla thing. I mean, to be fair, you could argue Brawlhalla. I mean, they just reskinned him as another character.
That's true.
So there's already a pre-existing character. They just added a skin. But
that's true.
to Vosh's point, I will say I kind of understand what he's saying, because when you add new characters to a game, especially if they all fight differently, they have different mechanics. I do agree that in terms of time, money, resources, you do want to add more different characters from different IPs versus adding characters from the same IP, mainly because you don't know how often they're going to push out these characters. Like, yeah, they're adding a lot of characters. Yeah, sure. I say add them multiple from the same franchise. That would be really cool. But the problem is, I hate to say it, fighting games lately, they haven't been really making big rosters per se. Like, I would say they usually average around maybe 34, 35, 50 at most, but that's kind of like being generous, to be honest. I'd argue most have less fighting game rosters, but yeah, I mean, I hear what he's saying, where it's like you want to try to like add from different franchises
to appeal to the most people possible.
Yeah,
and on top of that, for platform fighters, they're the easiest type of fighting game to add characters to. I know it's not all the time, especially for multiverses, we have to put gimmicks for like team-based things. But like compared to other fighting games, it's a lot harder to completely break a platform fighter.
Yeah, I'll say that I do agree. Like maybe to a certain extent that maybe like okay, if they could. So let's exclude Rick and Morty because they're like a pair itself. So they should have been in there together anyways. But
yeah, exactly.
Like so, like if they did Gizmo, then it was like Black Adam. Then they did like let's just say like they did Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Then they did another. Let's say they did Ben 10. Then they put in Spike. Then they put in like Vilgax and stuff. Like I get what you're saying. If they going to pull IPs from the same, if they're going to pull characters from the same IP, but they spaced it out in different ways, like how I guess in Smash, a good example of this would be like they had Samus into the game first, then later on they brought in what's the character name? Ralph? No, not Ralph. What's the enemy?
Olimar?
No. The enemy that's in
Metroid.
Metroid.
Oh, Dark Samus, Ridley.
There you go. Yeah, so they added Ridley later on. So I get what you're saying. Add in major IPs
ride the hype train.
Add in major characters first, and then put in like secondary characters from that series later on, and whatever.
Yeah, they put Cloud in, and then they put Sephiroth in much later. We didn't even expect it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm saying if they like, because let's say they have a smaller budget than Smash. So let's say they only had a certain amount of time to make whatever they were going to make out of the IP.
Yeah.
Given the whatever circumstance. So I will say it's not too weird that they were like, oh, we're going to do Rick. Now let's do Morty. Because we have this is the time frame we have to do this before they say something. Or we're gonna do Ben 10. Let's do Vilgax as well because this is the time frame we have.
Too,
Well,
the another big aspect on releasing them back to back is that their models are very similar. So they probably just they're like, all right, guys, let's just have. They probably started work and then just immediately started work on the next one using the same models, just to save time. Like I mean, like the character models, like Gizmo and Spike. Even though Spike is and them look different, like they probably just made the torso skinnier and then just like added a few details on the Spike to make them look a slightly bit different, like a tiny bit different.
Oh, I
But
see
at
what
the end of
you're
the day, like the models are similar enough for them to save time and not start from scratch with each new character.
Yeah, it's like if
yeah, like had that same, yeah, they're like the same base attacks and different
like
stuff.
if they did Black Adam and then they did Shazam right after Black Adam, I get you. It'll literally be the same model.
I think
just
for
different
Black Adam, they kind of just cheated and they just used Superman's model and kind of just.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they are similar to Superman essentially. So, but you was about to say something, Fables? You was about to say something?
Well, I was just gonna say, well, yeah, honestly, I pretty much said it. The rest for me.
Oh, oh, okay.
But
So,
I'm ready. I'm good on multiverses. I'm not going to lose sleep over its closing, but it's
me neither. So
I will be back when it re-releases. I probably will make a few videos on it. But if they don't fix the clashing, they don't fix the hit boxes and the hurt boxes, I'm probably not going to stay for long.
Honestly, I'm gonna stay. Once they come back, I'll be excited. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I think the only thing they really need to fix is just that online stuff, like the online net code. If they fix that to where it's decent enough to play, I think a lot more people will be playing it. Regardless of the issues that they do have. The hit boxes, yeah, that can be worked on. Just like certain move, like the clash. I don't think necessarily we need a clash system per se in place, but I do feel like certain moves shouldn't outbeat other moves just because of what they can do and stuff. So I guess per se that can be like some type of a clash system or something. But
I don't mind a clash system, like where it's like hits clash and y'all both get hit, or mainly with the projectiles. I would say.
Yeah. I just thought about it. Wasn't that some? Can you shield in midair in the new Smash games? Or could you do that at any point in Smash? I feel like you could have did that in Smash at some point.
No, in the original Smash or like in the older games, you can infinitely air dodge.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it feels the same as blocking when you can just mash. And characters like Mewtwo with teleport dodges literally were almost intangible in the air.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say there was some broken stuff with shielding or something like that, or something with Smash. I don't know. I just feel like I think what it is that a lot of people try to find Smash clones to be better than Smash, and I feel like certain ones, like Multiverse, for instance, was hoping that this would be the one game that would first it was Nick Brawl, but then that horribly failed and did horribly. It wasn't what we expected. We was hoping way more, and then it just didn't meet the expectations. But Multiverse, when Multiverse first came out and people was playing it and people were liking it and stuff, it seemed like this would be the game that was going to finally take the throne away from Smash. It's just that all because of all these things is happening and stuff, it just didn't. It couldn't ride the train of the hype that it was getting from the beginning. So
I feel like it's a good case of death by 1,000 cuts. Where it's just like there was just so many just issues that I feel like they were dealt with quick enough. Just in terms of content, just going with the hit boxes, going with the net code, just like a bunch of fixable issues. The game probably would have appealed greatly to a lot of people, and they were slow on the draw. And the best compliment I have for it is that they were releasing characters pretty decently. And that's probably why they were able to hold on to their player base as in the past. And then after they stopped sending out new characters, that everyone just fell off. And that's pretty
Well,
much
the game was actually good too. Let's not act like the game wasn't good.
what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they would have fixed like all these small issues that we're saying, I feel like the game would have been like just far more successful.
Well, what I'm saying is the reason why I probably retained some of like its fan base and stuff like that is that the game was actually playing pretty good at some point for, you know, certain things that are happening. And then because, you know, they were releasing characters and different stuff like that, and they was promising different things. And I think there was also a lack of communication between them and us, the consumers, as well. Because they didn't really communicate too much after a certain period of time. About what was going on with the game state and all this different stuff. You know, and that's kind of what led us to where we at now, where out of nowhere they're just like, oh yeah, the game, this was beta, guys. The game shutting down.
I mean, they always had beta on there, but like, I just feel like it was a cop out. They were just probably panicking.
Yeah,
They were just like,
it definitely was. People were mad because they was like, well, why are you charging for cosmetics and all this different stuff if it's in beta and different stuff like that? The only other time I could think of a game being in beta and they was charged for cosmetics and stuff was like Smite. I think
Minecraft.
Smite and Minecraft. Yep. Smite and Minecraft were in beta for like years, forever, essentially. And they were, you know, you could buy skins and different stuff like that. And those games finally came out of beta and whatnot. I think, what else? I feel like not Fortnite. Fortnite was not in beta for an extended period of time. There's another game that I can't think of right now that was an extended period of time. It was in beta, and then it finally came out of beta at some point. But a lot of free to play games, I don't know, they just do a lot of weird, wonky things, because they're free to play, and you do gotta give them a little bit of grace because not all free to play games have the biggest development team. Like I feel like. Oh, this is another thing too. I know I just cut myself off, but this is another thing too. I heard that because of what's going on with The Rock, and Shazam itself, that might have also affected the game. Because I think I heard a rumor that Black Adam wasn't supposed to be in the game as quickly as they put him in there, but I think because of some deal or whatever, they put him in there as promotional material for the Black Adam movie itself. And then, you know, once the Black Adam movie did whatever numbers it did, and then Rockstar having controversy with, you know, the cast and crew for Shazam and different stuff, because I think he wanted to be in that movie, or he was in that movie, but he didn't. I don't know exactly what, you know, the whole thing about that. But I think because of what's going on over there too, I think that's hurting Warner Brothers as well, and they don't have as much resources towards Multiverse as well. Not caping for Multiverse or anything, because they could do better. They should be doing better anyways, especially taking the money from us like this and saying, oh, beta, slap beta on top of it, and we not getting refunded or anything like that for anything. All we know is our skins carry over to the second coming of the game at whatever time that actually happens. So, but I think there's some others outside the game. There's other issues happening too, to where it might be affecting why the game is not being developed how it should be.
I mean, I'd agree pretty much with all of that. I guess to sum it up, mainly from my perspective, I mean, it's very unfortunate. You know, you kind of invested a lot of this time. Maybe you bought the battle pass, or you bought a $20 skin or a $10 skin. You know, and then the game's shutting down. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but I mean, will we lose sleep over it? Maybe if we paid money. But other than that, I mean, it's like, you know, life goes on.
Hey, I'm one of those people who bought the one of the founders pack. I bought the $80 one, I think, or the $60. I forgot what the tiers were. I think it was like 40, 60, or 40.
I think it was the founders pack, the one with like the super toast and the gold letters, was $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was one that was 60, and there was one that was like 30.
Yeah, I bought the 61 because I figured the extra coins would be helpful to buy characters.
I bought the 31 just so I can have characters that I could like swap between. Gave you like 10 tickets.
But, 10 of those little character tickets or coins or whatever.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
the person who spent $100, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because in the
Okay.
comment sections underneath that post, it's just a lot of people like, "Dang, I'm sorry for whoever actually bought the founders packs." Oh, and that's another thing too. I don't know if they say everything is transferring over, but I don't know if they're gonna transfer over the coins and stuff.
No, the coins, gems, and stuff, they're all resetting. So
They
like,
are?
I'm not sure about the
Oh
tickets,
no.
but the gems are resetting. So like, just if you have any gems, I'm not sure if they already closed, like cleaned the slate on gems and coins, but you need to go through. I only have 300 coins because of the $30 one, so I don't even care. But I know other people probably got more gems. Use them now.
Yeah. I was
Okay,
about to
hold
say,
your
yeah,
peace.
you can't even buy gems right now.
Oh, right now too, they also removed it from all the stores, so you can't
Yep.
even download it.
And you can't even oh yeah, that's what I meant to mention too. If you don't have multiverse right now, you can't even download it. So even though they promised the offline portion for the game, if you didn't even download it, don't worry about it. You gonna see
Man,
that game, you're gonna see that game in 2024. That's
that's
all I gotta tell
crazy.
you. That's all I gotta tell you. You can't practice or nothing. You're gonna have to find a PlayStation 5 or a PS4 that has a pre-downloaded version of the game. I thought that was crazy when I heard that too. I was like, "Are you telling?" They took it from the store, but if you already have the game, you're fine. And like, why even pull it from the store? But why? You know, like. But I mean, whatever they want to do in their campaign to better the game, I guess, right? So it just sucks.
Do we have any more topics?
No, this was pretty it. I mean, there was some other ones, but we running at almost 3 hours, so that can be saved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we had a lot to talk about. You know, we hashed some things out. You know, got our
You
frustration.
make the John Wick portion shorter.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had a lot to say about John Wick. Okay.
Well, it's funny is I'd argue even multiverses we kind of had a lot to say.
I mean, but multiverses is kind of like a big thing, though.
Yeah, a lot of people mad about it. I was expecting us to have a lot to say about multiverses, but John Wick though, John Wick alone was like 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'd agree.
If you are going to post production, this boy, I feel the John Wick portion could be cut a little bit slower, a little bit shorter.
Well, no, I might disagree because we did have a lot of like points. I mean, honestly, I think what I might do is I might try to put like some timestamps in the comment section with one of my YouTube channels to kind of like just section off everything if someone wants to kind of skip ahead.
Yeah, so I saw I was trying to put timestamps, but it wouldn't. I don't know how to, I guess, put timestamps per se in the. Oh, you said do it in the comment section. That's how.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
What a free? I guess.
You're getting off topic.
We are getting off topic. This probably won't be in the video. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't cut nothing. No.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear a little bit of the backstage things that go into this. Either way, got my guys with me. We're getting out of here. We're about to sign off. We're gonna go clockwise, and we'll start with Fables. Go ahead and say your outro.
All right, I'll keep it short and simple. Mount Fables, at Mount Fables on Instagram. And, if you want to check out what else I'm doing, mainly with my creative vision, you can check out my Instagram at Art Wishing Well, where I kind of create my illustrations through the work of AI and, Photoshop. And, yeah.
This man just put more work into the video because I have to put that in there. So. And then we got my co-host Vash. Go ahead, Dr. Vash, say your outro.
So, this podcast goes over the dead game multiverses. So at least now I have relics of the past that most people won't have. And I'm going to be posting a trophy review of Forspoken. It just took me 3 months because the game is bad. I didn't feel very driven to complete it, but I already have the recording done. Should be up hopefully in a week.
I thought you enjoyed the game.
I mean, I enjoyed the gameplay, but after doing a trophy review on it, I don't think I have a lot of positive things to say about it besides the gameplay. And then I'm also going to do a trophy review of Multiverses. This is the first fighting game with no single player content in it, so it's definitely going to be different from my other trophy reviews. But since the game is going to die, I got to do it for whoever has the game. So
I'm just saying, anybody who wants the game, I'm selling my PS5 for $2,000.
Hey, you got one of the few PS5s with it fresh. We got half the character unlocked, and you can hold entire tournaments, bro. Come on, think about it.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Could you unlock character? So would it?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So would it be smart to just unlock all the characters now with the coins if you want?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Unlock all your characters now, and also if you want to unlock, some more knowledge, subscribe to DrVaash, subscribe to Game Ninjas for more. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do the triple plug.
The triple shameless plug. No,
exactly. It's okay in the videos.
But yeah, so you get the guys over here. Game Ninjas, we signing out. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Just go ahead and share this with anybody you want to share this with. Help us grow the community so we can all eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Yeah. Fight the boogeyman at night. I don't know what to tell you.
Goodbye.
Take care, everyone.